Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Running pattern to Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Where we bring you the best in sports, entertainment, and insight. Join us every weekday from 2 to 4 p.m. as we break down the latest games, analyze the biggest plays, and dive into the hottest topics in sports. We'll have exclusive interviews with your favorite athletes and guests, and you'll get a front row seat to all the action. So tune in to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Got one-on-one going end zone. Edwards in the air. Oh, what a catch by Braylon Edwards. His second touchdown of the game.
On the Woodward Sports Network, where sports comes to life.
It's a Victory Monday of sorts.
Barely. Barely.
No, wait,
You got a skin on your AFS, boy.
what'd you say? Big three? Is that what you said?
You said it's a Victory Monday.
Oh, Victory
I said
Monday.
Victory
barely.
Monday of sorts.
I was going to say, I love that call from Brett Musburger with Braylon in the corner of the end zone. That's like my favorite one right there. If you just put that on a loop, I could definitely listen to that for a while.
See, I don't think the kids today, I don't think they get excited by who's calling the game. Like, I don't think for them it's a big deal if, Musburger and Fowler are doing your game, or if it's not Musburger and Fowler, Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit,
yeah.
or if it's Musburger and whoever like that. It doesn't do anything for, or Gus Johnson and Joe
Gus
Klett.
Johnson,
It's like,
Joe Klett, yeah.
We could care less. We making this bread. Like, for us,
Yeah.
it was like, oh, who's got the game this week? That's how we know what it was. That's how we know where the view, that's how you know what the reach was.
Absolutely.
You see Danielson and Musburger, I'm like, oh, yeah, this is national.
Oh,
I said,
absolutely.
oh, yeah, everybody's going to see what we do. I mean, it's Michigan anyway, but.
If you had Keith Jackson way back in the day, if your dad had Keith Jackson,
I call Keith almost.
he's probably the greatest college football announcer of all time.
It's not even close.
In my mind.
It's not close.
I don't think there's really anybody close.
It's not even close.
Who's the best analyst?
Ever? Or now?
I think Gary Danielson's fantastic, and
Kevin Burkhardt's really good.
Kevin Burkhardt's a play-by-play guy, though.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
analyst.
Who's the best analyst? Like, you've been an analyst in the booth, okay?
true.
I've worked with some really good analysts. You and I didn't work in that capacity,
No, we didn't.
unfortunately.
John and Pat were legendary.
Yes.
John and Pat were, because for everything, even with Pat Summerall, you have these moments where you feel like he's falling asleep and he's just kind of going through, and here comes, well, you got him like boom, and he's there. This is like,
Have you ever heard Sean Baligian's imitation
I imagine it's really good.
imitation of Pat Summerall? It's really good. It's really funny.
Legion's talented in that regard.
But Pat Summerall was so good because he was so unassuming.
Yeah,
It wasn't about him.
facts.
Musburger, it wasn't about him. Keith Jackson, it wasn't about him. Television, I've always felt, is supposed to be about the analyst.
Yeah.
What would
played
you
the
know
sport.
about? No, I'm just playing.
But if he and I are on TV, it's about him. That's who football fans want to hear from, right? My job is to set him up. I get the sense that that's not the way it is with a lot of play-by-play guys these days.
It's because they're making that bread. Bringing it back to money. You're making 18, 20, 22 million, 25, 26, and the list goes upwards. Like, you start to feel yourself. You start to smell yourself. Like Tony Romo, for a brief moment, as we talk about, for a brief moment, Tony Romo, he was a breath of fresh air. He was a bit different or unique. And that lasted all of, a year, and then he got paid. And all
I was
of a
going to
sudden,
say maybe a game for me.
Okay, fine, a game. But now he inserts himself, to which exactly what you're saying. They don't into every play, into every moment. Like, he's just having to talk. He's like, oh, what's the play going to be right now? I think it's going to be RPO. Oh, no, it's not RPO. Wait, it is RPO. Oh, he's back. Like, Tony, it's okay to take a beat.
Yeah.
It's okay to let the play kind of just play out and see where you want to pick your spots. You know the game. You played quarterback and you played it at a high level. Just let your spots come natural. Like, they be like, let me show you how great I can be. Like, relax. Relax.
Doing the robot here. Braylon's doing the robot.
It's so fact, though.
I hope everybody had a good weekend. Brendan's with us. Kool-Aid's with us.
Hello.
Would you guys?
What up, though?
What was the weekend like?
It was good. I
Relaxing.
went up north, saw my family.
Where is up north?
Auguray, Michigan.
Is that the UP?
Upper Pontiac, yeah.
Upper Pontiac?
It's about here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little small little
What'd you like
town
doing
right on the
that?
coast.
I love
Yeah.
doing that.
It's so easy.
When people say, where you from? Well, it's right around here.
Yeah.
We're the only state who can do that.
The
The
only one.
only state that can do that.
Wisconsin, not so much.
No, not so much. I don't think so. Iowa, you're not doing that.
Yeah,
okay?
no.
I do like that.
It
Well,
is the
I'm
best.
glad you had fun up north. Kool-Aid got a surprise.
Yeah.
Folks are in town again. Is this a pop-in? Is this a pop-in?
This one is this one's kind of like a pop-in visit. They have a friend that's getting married, got married. They went to the wedding and everything. They popped in, and it was like, hey, good to see you guys. Now, they said that they told us. My wife knew. I don't remember.
Well, that's because you're a
ever
guy.
hearing this.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I just don't.
That's because
It's good to see him though.
It's funny. I was actually about to say something to you when Shep introduced you and say, we really have to appreciate Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid, his schedule is ridiculous, and from family to other jobs, much like Shep, family to other jobs and all the things he have to deal with. Teenage daughters. He has daughters that are actually over the teenage line, if you will, too. He's always there for his family. He's always makes sure that he's here so he can get rocking and rolling with the show. We appreciate that 100%.
Yeah.
Appreciate you
the
guys
teenage
too, man.
daughter is probably the biggest challenge right
What?
there. Especially because you got the guys sniffing around the door a little bit, and you're like, hey, hold on now. Back
It's
off.
different, man.
Right?
It's different.
Back
but
off, right?
family's
The
everything, man.
CCWs are for. Wait a minute. I got that. Hold on. I got that file.
What do I got right here? Okay.
Watch out, son.
Hey, nice to meet you. As I lift my shirt a little bit. Yeah.
It's always gonna be like that scene from Bad Boys 2, the Reggie scene, the infamous Martin and Martin and Will Smith when they're in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Reggie. He was like, I heard him say your name was Reggie. He said, you 30 years old.
Yeah.
It's a great scene, man.
Martin's hilarious.
Yeah, wonderful.
When the daughters are a little bit older, how strict are you going to be as a dad, Kool-Aid?
Oh man. You know what?
He tried to play it cool.
I don't know if I was okay. You know, I try to toe a certain line, man. There's certain things that I'm like, all right, are completely off limits. But then you got to make sure that they learn how to deal in this world, because this world is going to meet them at full force no matter what I do.
Yeah, I was referring to the guys come knocking on the door.
Oh, that's strict. Yeah, I told you the same
I hope
thing
it's
is
strict. Yeah, I was going to say.
That one is strict.
Yeah.
That one is like, hey, look. And I got a kid, Kool-Aid, and Junior Kool-Aid. They're on the prowl, too. They already know.
Yeah.
Hey, eyes up. Heads up, guys. Hey,
I can see like
full
Kool-Aid
away.
running out of LCA to get home to like meet the first date. Like, hold on, don't let him in. I'm on the way home. I'm running out of LCA right now. You better not open that door.
No. Check out. She did a couple of the Planet Fitness events.
Okay.
You know, shout out to DJ Joey.
Okay.
And I had to go over there and check out. Hey, everything's okay. She's like, I'm doing good over here.
That's why your boys, when your boys get older, it'll help you, right? My
yeah.
daughter's the youngest. I've got 3 older sons, and so they all make sure. One of them
gotta
actually said,
pipe
"You don't want
them down a
date
little.
that guy. He's a douchebag. Get rid of him."
100%.
Literally, that's what he would say to her. And sometimes,
Nah, that's not the guy.
see, everybody liked you. I'm sure all the brothers of the girlfriends you dated liked you. Fair enough, or no?
Fair.
Okay,
Very
all right.
fair.
Does it help to be the athlete? Do you think?
Yes.
Yeah, it sure does.
Yes. I mean, I loved it and hated it at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, because
Same questions all the time.
the love part was like the access. The
Yeah.
love part is the ease in
Yeah.
which it comes with. Everybody wants to, whatever. But the sad part is like you can't trust people.
Mm-hmm.
But then also too, it's like because it's so easy, like it makes you lazy.
Oh,
Like in terms of having to actually connect and conversate and do the things, like it turns you into a lazy person. Like we over here.
yeah.
Here's the bottles. Here's the booth.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
have a good time.
I told my daughter one time a guy came to pick her up for a date, and he texted her that he was here, and she had to text him right away. You got to come to the door. That's not working. You're not coming to pick me up, and I'm coming out.
Wait,
you
in
have
the car?
to come to the door, knock on the door, right?
Or else
And
my
I
parents aren't letting you come outside. That's just what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I when I was a kid, I have 3 older sisters, so it was hell. And my dad used to meet them at the door as soon as the guy walked them to the door. So there's no kissing on the front porch.
Nah.
Not when Dad's opening the door. But one dude showed up. One dude showed up on a Saturday afternoon to take my sister somewhere, and he had a tank top on.
Oh yeah.
So
It was
my dad
comfy.
looks at me and says, "How you doing?" And the guy says, "Yeah, I'm here to take Julie out." He says, "Not like that, you're not. Go home and change. You can come back."
Did he go
Shut
change?
the door. Oh, you damn right he did. Yeah, he went and changed. Yeah, there are certain rules, Kool-Aid. Make
Oh,
sure
yeah.
they follow them.
Oh,
Tank top
definitely,
is
man.
a little presumptuous.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
presumptuous.
No, I feel like I got like some lessons early because my sister went to college. My parents moved out of state. My sister went to college in state. So I was up there, man. I knew some of the guys that were sniffing around. I was going up there and just What up, though? They're like, bro, you too old to be a parent. I'm like, I'm just here to see my sister, man.
That's all. It's just brotherly love.
My sister, like, she's 7 years younger than me. What up, Jay? So, like, by the time she got to dating range, like, I was, it's always off season for me. So I'm coming back from football, making sure, like, I'm hanging out with you. We're going out.
Yeah, we're going out.
Me, you, and Carlton, we're going out. Me, you, and TJ. Me, you,
and she's attractive, so you had to be careful now.
Watch that.
Feel like you know it's on.
You married man over there. Watch that.
Oh, I can still say she's attractive.
I appreciate it.
And shout out to my oldest. She is graduating her college next week. So shout out to you, Brad. I was like, thank you for bringing her up.
We're proud of her as well as you, because it takes the parents.
What'd you do this weekend?
Watched college. Watched Michigan look a tad bit better than they have looked in the past.
Oh, I thought they looked really good.
Yeah, 100%. Like, you're able to see some athletes. You're able to see some guys that can make some plays in the big game. Hint, hint. Which we'll probably talk about, tomorrow and all week. But yeah, that looked good. That was cool. Not a lot of motion, to be honest. Like, I chilled with the family, played with Rain a little bit. She's getting older and older and older. And church yesterday. It's always a good thing. Worked out. And then Lions game. And went to my dad's house for the Dallas Cowboys and the Eagles game. Which
love that Eagles throwback, huh?
Yeah.
Love that. Really good.
Did Dallas win? Was that
Dallas did win.
Did somebody say that?
Dallas came back and won, man.
Said
I mean,
that was
good for them. I mean, I couldn't.
And they got cheated.
I couldn't help but think. Yeah, I mean,
that punt.
When you kept saying last week about the defensive line and this is going to be a challenge for the Lions, and you're looking down the road a little bit. I'm like, yeah, you could see that. You can see that a little bit against Philadelphia. So I'm looking forward to having that discussion regarding the Lions. I had a pretty busy weekend. Today's my anniversary, wedding anniversary.
Hey,
so
congrats.
Happy for that.
62 years. Congratulations.
62 years. Yeah. How my wife has been able to put up with me, I'll never know.
That's a good question.
But it is a really good question. My sister's asked that of my wife a lot.
She must be very patient and chill.
Yeah. Here's the other thing she noticed, and I love her. I greatly appreciate her. She's my best friend, and she's such an understanding person. Sometimes tells stories a little bit long, but that's okay. A lot of women do that. The amount of football consumed by us, the amount of football consumed Saturday and Sunday, and that's what we've done. I mean, we just Saturday. It's like, okay, we're watching football all day. Watching Michigan, watching Michigan State, that was a train wreck. Watching some of the other games, some of the teams in the SEC, watching Notre Dame, right? Yeah. And then same thing on Sunday. And Sunday is just really, it's football from morning till night. I mean, even last night, just sits in the chair, has no problem with it, completely understands it. And then tonight is going to be more
Monday
football.
night.
It's going to be Pistons. It's going to be Red Wings. I'm going to be flipping back and forth, and she understands it like a champion. So
hey, shout out to you guys, man.
Yeah, so I really appreciate that. Yep, there's some pics of us.
Is that down?
That's your family room right there with that huge tree that you were kind enough to have us over. It's really big. You see the stairs? That's a big deal. That's Braylon's house. That's one of Braylon's house right there.
Full of it. Is this the ballroom out downriver?
No, that was not the ballroom downriver. No, that was actually it was a friend's house. We had a Christmas dinner last year at our friend's country club.
It's like this amazing.
That's us in Italy. A few years back.
That's awesome.
100%.
Yeah, really cool.
Did you feel energy? Did you feel gladiators? Did you feel a vibe where you were inside the Coliseum?
I wish I could say that. I can't admit that.
It was just an empty space.
Yeah, but I was too busy trying to gain some knowledge on it.
Okay.
But I would encourage anybody, if you got a chance to go somewhere, Italy is phenomenal. The food is awesome. The people are great. It's not a far flight from Detroit to Rome. Delta, boom, 8 hours. Not a huge deal. But there's so much to experience, and the food is so good.
I'm laughing because you threw that in the chat like everybody got money just be dropping to go to Rome.
To be honest,
he said that loud. That's not a far flight, man.
To be honest,
Rome, go over there, Italy, you can go off the Mafia coast if you want to.
We saved up, yeah, we
maybe
did.
Crete, do some of those things in Greece and Mykonos.
Yeah.
Like, what?
You got it.
Well, we did save up for a long time.
I was just about to say, like, how far out did you plan for that trip?
Yeah, a couple of years.
See, okay,
Yeah.
give them some context.
Couple years.
Context.
Some friends of mine just came back from Greece, and she said, she said that it was just The sights were incredible, but the food wasn't memorable. Italy, I think the food is memorable. You would love it. And if you need any suggestions, we took a lot of notes while we're there because
I'm about
that's
to book
just
a flight
who we
right
do.
now.
Book a flight right now.
I'm about to see how much it is right now. What's Italy? What's Rome's code? I'm typing in Rome. Up. FCO.
FCO. Okay.
There we go. Yep. One passenger.
I actually enjoyed Tuscany.
Nah, I don't want to be in the main
Sorrento.
cabin.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
Main cabin?
Okay,
you know what? Main cabin. I'm a
Yeah.
comfort guy, but let's
All right.
go. Main cabin.
Main cabin.
Done. Let's find some flight. Oh, I have to enter the dates. What should I do?
Why don't you do
January?
January
All right.
1. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Or January 2.
There we go. January 2 through the 7th.
No, you need longer than that. Do it through the 14th.
Whew, I can't wait to see what this is going to be. Okay. There we go.
Braylon's
2
travel breakdowns.
through 14. There we go.
What's the damage?
Find flights. All right, here we go. First flight. Why don't they have prices on here? Oh, you know what? I got the miles on.
Oh, there you go.
not the
See,
price.
you got all those miles.
Yeah,
Miles will help you a little bit too, right?
Yeah, 100.
Anyway, I would strongly recommend it. It's really good stuff.
I wonder what the chat's doing for the holidays as well.
Yeah, I wonder what the chat's doing. You know what I'd love to hear? I mean, throughout the week.
Black Friday.
Not just today, but throughout the week.
Cool.
Some cool family traditions. You know,
Yeah.
2,000.
$2,000?
2,000 round trip.
It's not terrible.
It's not. It really isn't.
Yeah.
But that just gets you there.
Oh, that's not round trip.
Well, no, that is round trip.
Yeah, round trip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but now you got to open your wallet to a hotel.
Well, we never stayed in a hotel. We stayed in
Hacienda?
Airbnbs, or some people rent out portions of their house. We stayed in Tuscany in a gentleman's. He's got like 2 homes. We stayed on one side of the house.
I'm glad you didn't stay at a hostel. You know, I saw that movie when I was in college.
Oh yeah, I don't want that.
I don't want you to get your Achilles clipped.
I don't want that either.
I don't want you to get your Achilles
I
clipped.
don't want to be tripping at the exact time of when the person's right on you. For some reason, everybody trips. How many people were tripping during the Lions game yesterday?
Me.
Fans included.
So you and I talked a little bit about this last week. No matter what, we didn't think it would settle people down. I think it's created more angst.
You think?
What do you think?
So when we were having this conversation on Friday, legitimately, remember when we were doing our picks and we got to the Lions game, Brendan and I conversated a little bit about this before the show. Remember I was hesitant. I said, and you guys like, oh, come on, wait. I said no, the Lions will win, but
But you weren't comfortable with it.
It'll be ugly early, and then they'll figure it out. Now, they figured it out just a little bit later than I thought. I didn't know we would need a 69-yard touchdown in overtime, but when you have Jahmyr Gibbs, this is the type of weapon and type of access that you have. You know what? I was laughing in the chat, and I told you guys the season was over. And when I said the season was over, I was talking about in reference to anything past winning the division. Like, that's what I was saying when it was 9 minutes left and it was 10. I still feel the same energy, but I'm not as caught up in the game yesterday because the game was going to be the game regardless. Like, the game was going to be the game regardless. The Lions going to this game knew that they wouldn't have Sam Laporta for the rest of the season. They knew that they were going to have to find ways to get Jahmyr Gibbs more involved, and they did that. They did that against the Eagles. They did that yesterday. It looked really good as it relates to them almost losing to the Giants. It's the NFL. I guess it happens from time to time, but
It happens a lot.
100%. The Giants have had some people in their crosshairs and almost closed the deal. So, I mean,
And as you mentioned Friday, they beat Philly.
they beat Philly, and they had the Dallas Cowboys had to go to overtime when they were healthy back in
Denver,
the day.
they made a game.
The Green Bay situation wasn't a pretty one, and Green Bay ended up winning. So it's one of those things where I think in the moment, it's like, oh my God, it's the Giants, it's this, it's that, and the third, it's Jameis and Winston. I haven't believed that the Lions could go past a certain point anyway. So in watching the game back, it doesn't change my views on the Lions at all.
What do you mean can't go to a certain point anyway?
I don't think they're built this year to go past the second round.
Gotcha.
Like, I don't think that, and that's what I've been watching since the Minnesota Viking games. I think that was the first time that I could say it out loud and be confident in it and be able to back my point, if you will. So I don't believe they're this team that will get to the NFC Championship or the Super Bowl. With that being said, yesterday doesn't change that. I still think they win the NFC North. I still think they beat the
Packers?
The Chicago Bears. I still think they beat the Packers. Packers put up some points, but I still think they beat the Packers this week. And I think the Dallas game is still going to be what it is. I think the Rams game is still going to be what it is. They're still going to finish 11-7 or luckily maybe 12-5 and be exactly in the space of third place team in the NFC, win the division, and have an opportunity to have a home game and see where they go from there.
Yeah.
Nothing about.
And you picked them 12-5 before the year began. You said 12-5.
And then we talked last week. We said out of these last 7, I said 5.
Yes, you did.
I said I still think they're going 5. So watching that game, it's annoying that it was the Giants. It's annoying realistically that if their head coach, who is the interim head coach, kicks a field goal instead of going for it, the Lions lose that game.
Yeah, why did so there's a lot of
the Lions lose that game, so you can't look at the win and overlook that point.
I agree with you. I agree.
I'm happy you got the win. The Lions are still in charge of winning the division. All that shapes up. But you cannot miss the fact that if you had it, that's why he's an interim head coach, Shep. That's why he's an interim head coach.
Yeah.
If this coach goes for the field goal, makes it 6 point, you got to go down and score. Not saying you couldn't, but based on how they were playing, it's not necessarily a foregone conclusion that the Lions would have come ahead if he kicks the field goal. So that's cause for concern if your goal or if your anticipation is anything past the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah, those are the things. There are so many different things we want to talk about. So that's a good jumping off point.
Yeah.
Mike Kafka says he wanted to be aggressive. What are they really – he didn't say this, but the mindset might be, what do they have to lose, right? My point has been the game, and guys who have been busting their ass the entire game
That's not fair
to
to
get
them.
your team in that point. So if it's 4th and 2, 4th and 3, I can almost understand it.
Yeah.
I believe that ball was at the 5 or the 6 yard line, and I didn't understand it. You take the field goal, you go up by 6, and you force that other team to drive the length of the field or what would be, whatever the distance would be, and score a touchdown, which is a hell of a lot more difficult. I suppose and I was arguing myself with this last night.
Yeah.
The contrary part to that would be, you know what? Detroit hasn't moved the ball very well offensively.
Right. So they got to go.
So they've got to go what, 50 yards or so,
give or take.
60
Base
yards
has a leg,
to get into field goal range. So why not give it a shot?
The problem with that is it goes back to the first thing you said is, look, man, these players are busted there. You know what? To put our team in a situation to be able to win this game, put some points on the board, and put the pressure on the Detroit Lions, I would look at it this way. Thing one, on third down, you called the perfect play call, if I'm being honest, by the offensive coordinator. It's not your fault that your quarterback, Jameis Winston, threw a delayed pass and he missed Theo Johnson.
Yeah.
Theo Johnson's wide open for a touchdown.
He was open, I know.
By the way, in overtime, at the end, Wan'Dale Robinson was wide open for a touchdown, and he missed him.
Missed him
on that too. But
good call.
If I saw that, I said, look, J-Mo, I don't even want to play with this. He missed that wide open pass. Why try it again? Let's kick this field goal and let's see what it is. The other thing that I would have looked at, which all teams are now going to look at, Jahmyr Gibbs is playing at a different rate, at a different level. I know we'll go more into that as we should. He's a anytime it could go the distance type player. Like nobody can do that in the NFL like him. You can name your player. No one can do it on the level that Jahmyr Gibbs is doing. I would have looked at that. But they got that Jahmyr Gibbs guy. Let's just kick the field goal and let's figure it out, because the defense has had some moments on Jared Goff. So it was a negligent play. It led to them getting the game tied on them. It led to losing in overtime, first play, which they almost fought, had a couple penalties going their way, and Jameson made some plays. But it was just negligence, and this is why some coaches, they're interims, and they don't get another chance.
Or why it's so much more challenging than just calling plays.
It is.
Being a head coach is a different animal.
Because you can go into that moment, Shep, and you can say, you know what? Because it makes some sense. Hey, look, we're 2-9. Like, this is a chance to be aggressive. We've been making plays all game. We're averaging 20 yards a pass, 20 yards a play. Like, it's looking real good. This is our moment to, in fact, we can go for it on 4th down in Detroit where Dan Campbell, he's the king of 4th down, right?
Yeah.
All these things go through.
Except yesterday.
100%.
Didn't go for it once.
He got spooked after last week. But all these things go to your mind when you're the head coach, when you're the guy, and when you're the guy that people are paying, that people trust. these situations fall on you and you're ready for them. When you don't know nothing about that pressure, when you don't know what it's like to be in that moment and the decision is on you and not everybody else, you're not just one of the guys like, maybe you should do this. Okay, well, you don't have to take my word for it. No, you're the coach.
Yeah.
You got to make that decision. And sometimes the pressure, the moment, the spot is a little bit too much for coach.
Every week we kind of talk about what concerned you, what were you most encouraged. I hate to be the guy who, after a win, when you should be feeling pretty good, because Braylon has tried to teach us just how difficult it is to win in the NFL. It ain't easy, all right? But I can't help but think about some of the things that left you more concerned than encouraged, okay? And one of them for me that stood out more than anything else is the fact that, Jared Goff had, I think, 38 targets, okay? Yeah. And of those 38 targets, 25 of those went to either Amon-Ra St. Brown or Jahmyr Gibbs. When that's the situation, I can't help but wonder, where the hell is Jamison Williams and where the hell is Isaac Tesla? And that's all I kept thinking about in that game. Because as you said over the last 2 weeks, Sam Laporta is a lot more important than people think. Where's the guy stepping forward and getting those types of opportunities?
Yeah, and this is twofold. One, I didn't understand why they paid him before they figured this part out. The second thing is this part. This part is you have not implemented him in this offense. I've been talking about this since the season started. Where is the infusion of J-Mo? Where is the consistency in him understanding his role? J-Mo doesn't understand his role because right now we're trying to figure out what his role is. Yeah. The offensive coordinators, plural, are trying to figure out what his role is. Why pay this man this money and then not be able to find him? Like, legitimately, Jared Goff is only targeting number 14. Yeah. When he's not looking at
sure
agent
seems
0.
like it.
Like 100%. Like you have to find some kind of rhythm to get this guy going. You have to find something that's more consistent. Like, they play hope ball. And I understand that the offense is not going to look like it did last year and the year before. Yeah. I think as all of us as fans and analysts, we have to start getting used to looking through the binoculars of now. We can't worry about what it used to look like last year. Guess what? That ship is sailed. It is gone. It is a new team and it is a new coordinator. So looking at it through what it is, Shep, it's kind of a erratic / we know we can trust Jahmyr in moments. It's not going to be as pretty anymore. Third down won't necessarily be what it was, but there's grit. They find ways in the second half. They still have really good playmakers, and when they get a little bit of time, they can extend and Goff can make some plays. But it's an untrusting offense. Like, it's an untrustworthy offense. Like, every series looks different from the series before. Like, the fact that they legitimately scored no point, and that's another thing they need to work on is the third quarter, but I digress. Like, third quarters this year, Shep, 0-0, 10, 3, 7, 0, 0, 0, 3, 7, 10.
So you're looking at they haven't scored any more than 10 points in the third quarter all year.
And that 10 was against the Commanders and the Browns.
Wow.
Commanders and the Browns. So that tells, coming out of the half, what are you doing in the locker room?
Right.
Like, what's the conversation? What are we doing? Like, right now, the Detroit Lions, they got the win. It looked good in, the fourth quarter.
At times.
It looked, in terms of being able to score points. You saw that. Yeah. I mean, they're confusing.
I wanted to say that's pretty interesting because last year, the third quarter was one of their BTA quarters. Yes. They used to come out of halftime and say, "Oh yeah, we figured out what they were trying to do to us," and they would go ham.
It was a 4-minute mark for the Lions. It was literally the last 2 minutes of the last 2 minutes of the first half, and then it was the first 2 minutes when they got the ball. Like, they went ham and cheese.
Yeah, that's a really good point. In other words, I hate this because I think coaches and players are making constant adjustments during the game, but the halftime adjustments is what everybody likes to fall back to. Again, I think they make adjustments all the time.
Yeah, they do, 100%.
Okay, I mean, it's a constant, okay, we're going to get rid of this,
like
we're going to do this. Right. But at halftime, it is a chance to share some. Yeah.
At least on offense. And this does, because obviously it's two sides of the ball. So on offense, Kelvin Shepherd and his defense, they're doing their job in the halftime. At all times, you see Kelvin Shepherd adjusting throughout the game. It's more so just about the offense and what they're doing coming out of the half. Something else that's concerning, that was Jameis Winston's first start of the year because he's played the game. He came into it. That's his first start. 344 yards, 2 touchdowns. He caught a touchdown and
in general, they put up 519 yards of offense. I think the defense concerned me just as much as the offense.
I never want to see Barnes look like that, man. I never want to see Derek Barnes look like that.
And they were able and at the end of the game, when you're trying to get off the field, when you're trying to stop them, Tracy was having his way.
I know.
They couldn't get off the field
on
at the
third
end.
and long.
Goodness.
Tracy was having his way. Theo Johnson made some big plays. That's concerning because it's not J-Mo's been there 7 weeks and they figured it out and they got a rhythm and they just have these moments and you can come back and win.
With a short week.
What a short week.
With a short week.
So that's just concerning as the third quarters are, as the game is, because if we're just coming here and the Lions got to win, and you're like, look, man, but if they were resilient, yeah, they were. Jahmyr Gibbs played amazing. Yes, right now he's the best player in the NFL, hands down. Him and Matt Stafford, like you can figure it out later. We'll talk about that. He's doing his thing. Check. Resiliency. Check. But the goal was to go to the Super Bowl, so I was told. So we've been conversating for 12 weeks now about Super Bowl aspirations and what it looks like now and how we're going to take now into that moment. Watching this, I know it's a one-off game, but is it?
Yeah.
See, that's what we could say when the Lions have had a bad game in the past. You know what? That's a one-off game, and it'd be true.
Right.
Is it a one-off? Because there's a couple of different examples now where we can point to, whether it's the Vikings, whether it's yesterday, whether it's the Eagles, whether it's the Chiefs, whether it's even, dare I say. So if your goal is the Super Bowl, then there's concerns. If it's not, then sure, they'll win the division, and congrats, it'd be 3 in a row.
Yeah, think about this. They were 9 for 16 on third downs yesterday.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were long downs. And again, without trying to be too much of a negative Nelly here, when Jameis Winston is throwing, there are at least 3 balls where he just chucked them up in the air.
Yeah.
And it felt like it was a hot air balloon waiting to land, right?
Like
Call it whatever you want. Where the hell was everybody? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was one thing where I'm like, okay, I don't want to say getting lucky. That's unfair. But, guys are adjusting. What is Detroit looking at? That's number one. Number two, I thought for sure they'd get a lot more pressure, and I didn't see that. And the tackling, they looked at times, because New York ran 77 plays.
100%.
They looked tired.
Yeah.
And rightfully so, because when you're on the field that long, which is another example of how important team football truly is, where the offense can help the defense instead of getting 3 and out. Hang in there for a little bit. Not every great drive ends in a touchdown. Help your defense out a little bit. And it didn't seem like either one was helping the other.
No, it didn't. And it just felt like, especially early on that first half, except I didn't even watch the first quarter. I was in the middle of a serious conversation. So by the time I tapped into the game, I'm looking like, I know I said it was going to be close, but geez Louise. Yeah. And you're trying to figure out, but you're waiting. Because the Lions have put us in a situation in the past years where they get going, and once they get going, it's like a water spout that just does not turn off. So, okay, here's Amon-Ra St. Brown. Okay, now they got the run game going. Now they mix it up with Demo. Okay, here's Demo over the top. Here's Sam Laporta. Well, there is no Sam Laporta. And I think in the last 2 games, we're starting to realize the importance of what Sam Laporta was. Because they did a lot of good things with with Jahmyr. But you honestly think that the remainder of the season, that the Dallas Cowboys, that the Green Bay Packers, that the Rams, that the insert team here doesn't now know your golden goose is the only way you're looking? And when he's not looking at Jahmyr Gibbs, he's doubling up Amon-Ra. I don't know if that helps the Lions. Maybe they can start to use that a little bit more. Maybe now they have their play action that they can play on, because it wasn't just Jahmyr on the outside receiving the pass. It was Jahmyr running. He had 216 rushing yards.
Yep.
So
he went over
maybe
1,000 total yards on the season yesterday.
So maybe that helps them, lean the defense, up a little bit more, and now they can play action, and now you can get some passes over and help out. But if that doesn't help and they're just focusing on Jahmyr, that makes it even tougher for Dan Campbell.
I was watching with a couple of people, and look, I think he's one of the more dynamic backs we've ever seen. He's now 3rd, I think, in the league in rushing. He's phenomenal, Jahmyr Gibbs. But I said to these people, I said, why is it last week, when Detroit couldn't do anything offensively, everybody blamed the offensive line? This week, he's busting loose for 216 yards, 264 total yards.
Yeah.
Detroit's got close to 500 total yards, and it's the individual. Why was it not the individual last week? Because there were no holes. He ran through a couple big holes yesterday. Now, I don't think the offensive line was great by any stretch.
Me neither.
I don't think they're going to be the rest of the year. But Dan Campbell making it a point to say, hey, you know what? How about that offensive line? Jahmyr Gibbs and Dave Montgomery are really good at this, right? What do they say? And Jared Goff. They credit those big guys up front. We are wrapped up. He should be NFC Offensive Player of the Week in Jahmyr Gibbs. But, I mean, the offensive line did something pretty well yesterday, didn't they?
Yeah.
In paving the way for a lot of those yards? Or am I
Somewhere it
wrong?
looked like he wasn't even touched.
Yeah. Speed helps.
Yeah.
I was just about to say it's one
Very
situation
fast.
that sucks because realistically, like, yes, they played better.
Yeah.
They played better, but 0 is special. Like, a lot of those times, there's not much room there.
Yeah.
Like the one in which he scored, I want to say the second touchdown where he jumped, like the jump was the 39-yarder, like the jump through.
Yeah.
Like he jumped through a space that nobody else in the NFL is getting through.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these moves, he did that in the Eagles game as well. There was a couple of these these crevices.
Yeah.
Like these crevices, and where he's able to get through and then immediately turn the gas on and get out of there like Mario Kart. Like, so, yes, the offensive line played much better, and we appreciate that, but they still gave up 4 sacks, and a lot of that is Jahmyr is just one of these special players that I don't ever like using the term we've never seen before, but it hasn't been too many people, if ever, that have looked like Jahmyr Gibbs and been able to do the things that he can do.
Yep.
Dave Montgomery's not getting through some of those, like those cracks that Jahmyr was sneaking through.
No, he's not. I would argue probably there's only a handful of running backs in the league that would do that. Bijan Robinson, obviously. I mean,
I don't even believe
Jonathan
that right
Taylor.
now. Jonathan Taylor, yes.
Okay.
I'll give you Jonathan Taylor.
Probably maybe Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey. Look, bottom line is he's top 5 at his position without question. It did make me wonder a little bit. If he continues on this route, and he's got a long way to go, but if he continues on this route, does Detroit legitimately say we have the greatest running back duo in the history of the sport?
Because
could we literally say with Barry Sanders? I mean, I would throw in Billy Sims, but he got injured way too early in his career. Could you say if it were Barry Sanders and Jahmyr Gibbs that it would be in that conversation? It's just something I was thinking about, as a different angle toward the Lions than just constantly breaking down. But when we do come back, I do want...
I got some names in here, too. I did
some
homework.
Good. I bet you did. It doesn't surprise me. I got a few names, too. I'm not trying to put that proverbial cart before the horse. It's just something I was thinking about and thought of the folks in the chat, thinking that they could get involved in something like this as well. But I do want your thoughts on what makes Gibbs special. I do want your thoughts on a few others, like where was Jameson Williams? Where was Isaac Tesla? Why is this team up and down so often? We just didn't see that. We are looking not just for the signature win like you have preached for 3 weeks now, but we are looking also for at least some consistency in some area. And I don't think Lions fans have found that consistency in any one area. We'll see if you agree in the chat. Smash that like button. First, a word from Ven Johnson.
Oh, yeah, the fighter. Bring it on in. Let me tell you about Ven. Corporations, the government, even your insurance company will do whatever it takes to minimize your liability and withhold your compensation. So when something goes wrong, you got to call one person, and that's Ven Johnson Law. Make him the first call that you reach out to. Go to Ven Fights, VEN Fights.com. Like I said, make it the first call. Not your mom, not your brother, not your son, not your girl, not your wife, not anybody, but Ben Johnson. Let him fight for you. Sell him a verdict. You know the score. He wants all the smoke. So let Ben Johnson Law take care of you today.
You were watching the Lions yesterday. I know that. Tonight you have a potpourri of options. You can watch the last football game of the week in the National Football League. You can watch the Wings and the Devils. You can watch the Pistons and the Pacers. Or better yet, you can watch all 3 at the same time. Where do I go to sign up for that? Art and Jake's. They've got 6 locations in Michigan, wall-to-wall coverage. How can they put all 3 on at the same time? Because they got 80 TVs. That's right, 80 TVs.
Wow.
That is 4 times as many draft beers that they have, but even 22 beers on draft is pretty damn good too. And tonight is rib night. That's right, really good ribs. So if you don't want their signature fairway burger, you don't want wings, you don't want wraps, I would recommend getting the wings and the ribs. But that's just me. Go to Art and Jake's, check them out, and find them on their app, Art and Jake's app, or join the AJ's fan club. Make every game day a winning game day.
treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new face. New focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Every Sunday, there's only one place to get all your kneecapping, hard-hitting Detroit Lions coverage. Start your Sunday with the Lions Weekly Report with Broder and Terry Foster. Then, the Lions pregame show with Neil Rule and Sean Baligian. At kickoff, keep it locked in for all the emotions of the game with a live watch party with the heavyweights. Then, recap the game with the Lions postgame show with Anson. Game days, there's no other place to be than Woodward Sports. Live all game day. Go Lions. It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Dr. Pierce, the injury insider, he is the guy, but you know what? We'll come back to that. Planet Fitness.
I saw him Saturday night.
Planet Fitness.
I saw him Saturday night.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential with over 50 metropolitan Detroit locations. Kool-Aid, that's on me. There's no judgment at Planet Fitness, so they won't judge me for having a little mix-up right there.
Nah.
You come in realistically, there's no judgment.
He's a
and
professional.
the gym's squeaky clean, so you come in, gyms feel good, and there's trainers with every membership that you can purchase. And don't forget about the Black Card, Black Spa, as well as the Hydro Massage. Planet Fitness, and don't forget, walk into Planet Fitness and you can register to win 2 tickets to Lions home games. Get there, be there, do it. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
We had a great weekend. I know everybody did. What makes it even better is when your team wins and when you can enjoy something cool, refreshing, crisp, and really not a lot of calories while you're watching your team run the other team into submission. The Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea is what that's all about. Real vodka, real iced tea, only 100 calories, perfect for tailgates as you get ready for Thanksgiving Day, perfect for couch gates as you're ready to invite folks over to your house to watch the game and to watch any type of football or any type of sporting event, to be honest with you. Let the good times cruise. Sun Cruiser and Woodward Sports, but please drink responsibly.
And you know what? We back, and we had to come right back to me because of this poll here. We got one in the chat. If you haven't gotten your vote in, make sure you go in and do that. And get that like button smashed too. What's your confidence level in the Detroit Lions? High, no alarm. It's at 11% right now. Mid, stuff to clean up, but they're okay. It's at 53%.
All right.
Low, not Super Bowl contenders, This is kind of surprising to me. 34%. Over a third of the chat right now.
That's not surprising to me, though.
And
I thought it would be higher.
3% believe it's over, no playoffs. You thought it'd be higher. Let's see where it goes from
here.
here.
I thought the 33% would be higher.
Yeah.
No?
I think it's about right because I think these are the honest people, but I think there's still, individuals that are holding on. Like they saw a win. Like they didn't see that the Lions scored 7 points in the first half. They didn't see the mistakes and the misses. They didn't see that Amon-Ra St. Brown, for some reason, continues to drop passes. They didn't see that Jameson Williams, for some reason, cannot get involved in the game. They didn't see those things. What they saw was a resilient team that has a great running back that won in overtime and put themselves one step closer to winning the division. And the key to the game is to get into the dance. So
you've played hurt before, plenty.
Yeah.
You think Amon-Ra St. Brown's hurt? There is speculation that he has an injured wrist. Do you believe he's hurt?
Could be. I mean, it could be from the standpoint this isn't typical for Amon-Ra St. Brown. We haven't seen that throughout his career so far. So maybe, but maybe it's not. What does that come from? Out of curiosity. That was like going around a little bit.
Yeah, there's been some speculation, and as a matter of fact, I think it was even mentioned during the radio broadcast, and I think people have shown a couple of plays earlier this year in which he may have sustained an injury. I think that's important to make sure we're stressing that because we don't know.
But this is the thing, though, too, and I appreciate people for saying that because he's strong. We know Amon-Ra St. Brown's not complaining about things. We understand his past. We understand who his father is, Mr. Universe twice over. So we understand he's tough as nails, and he's not going to complain. The problem with that is we live in an era where, like, they have to report everything. Like, everything. I don't care if you just get something iced and you didn't even need it. It goes into the report. The report comes out. Like, is there a report of him hurting his wrist? Because in the NFL, if there's not, then that's negligent. And the last time I've seen this happen was the back and forth situation with AB and Tampa. Yeah. And although AB was right, you can't typically believe him, so that's why people didn't listen. But it's 2025. Like I'm talking about, if you have a hangnail, Shep, they're putting a hangnail on the report, and you will see it scroll across the line. So if that hasn't happened, then I would venture to say this could be someone trying to provide some support to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Could be.
Because he could just be struggling.
I'm unaware of it.
Because CeeDee Lamb is All-Pro, and he is struggling like I don't know what. But it's that pressure.
Yeah.
It's the pressure of number 3 becoming the number 1.
Yeah. Pickens is so much. I mean, he's had a really good year, and he's overshadowed CeeDee Lamb by far.
That's why I said number 3.
I know.
Becoming number
1. Right.
But
I like that.
I got to see the reports on that. I got to see reports.
Yeah, I'm unaware of anything that I've seen from any type of injury report, but I'm not going to claim to know every single week what the Lions have reported and who's been hurt. Okay, so I don't want to go that far. But it is unlike him. We haven't seen this before from him. That said, he still has done something that I believe during the broadcast they said only Michael Thomas has done, and that is get to 500 receiving yards faster. He did it in 77 career games, and Thomas did it in a few, not quite as many. So that tells you something, right? I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown, this is not a knock on Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's been a hell of a player so far, and he'll continue to be so. With that said, do you think it's a lack of trust from Jared Goff in trying to find a guy like Tesla or Jameson Williams? Because of the stat that I gave earlier in the show is a real stat. How come they are not getting the ball more to those two guys, or at least looking at those two guys? There were just three targets for Jameson Williams, I believe.
I think early on in the season they thought that they would find some continuity and they would find a rhythm and a flow. They knew that they would start off the season with Laporta and Gibbs and the running game, Amon-Ra St. Brown getting that thing going, develop throwing him down the field passes. He would be the big play guy. He's the play action pass, get him down the field and start getting him implemented that way. They never got the run going early in the year, so they never were able to get him going. They weren't able to get the play action going. They weren't able to get him in some kind of rhythm for Johnny Morton's offense. It never happened. And they've been trying to find this rhythm with him. And now it's a situation, this is just my belief, your offensive line hasn't been that good in terms of the last 5 games in totality. Yesterday, much better than it's been. Still gave up 4 sacks. Still had Jared Goff kind of patting the ball a little bit. J-Mo's a down-the-field guy. his plays take time to develop. Whether he's going on a bang 8, whether he's going on a big post, whether he's going on a go route, a 9 route, his plays take a second to develop, and the offensive line hasn't shown the consistency to develop, even if it's a 15-yard dig. But
against Philly, it was that quick slant. I thought they would be able to incorporate him a little bit more with some of those shallow crossing routes and quick slants.
Right.
Now, a lot of that could be defensively, how a team is defending it, and they may think the exact same thing that you're thinking. But I know against Philly he did that, and even the catch that was called back yesterday was a quick hitter.
Yeah, the touchdown that he had against Philly, that was an inside breaking route. It was a 10-yard in. He basically got the 10 yards, stuck it, came across Jared Goff's face. He put it on him. He ran out the back door. They allowed for a little bit of time. There wasn't much more time than that.
Yeah.
There wasn't much more time than that, and they haven't consistently dialed into that. So I think the offensive line play, it's like I said, it's the start of the year, trying to get him involved with the play action, no run, so can't get him involved. They never figured that out. Now Johnny Morton comes out and says, I failed Jamison Williams, insert Dan Campbell. He's had a couple passes, but still, it's the same thing. They never got him going. They never understood what his role was. He still hasn't figured out what his role was, and now every once in a while, you get a play like the Eagles game.
Yeah. So what's the adjustment they need to make as a staff to get him more involved, understanding their insecurities and understanding their weaknesses probably a little bit better now than they did earlier in the season?
Try to get the ball in his hands faster. Like, he still runs 4.2. Like, that never went anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, your offense may be able to figure it out, but he still runs 4.2. Get the ball in his hands faster. Give him some wide receiver screens. Get some guys out there, you know what I'm saying, on wide receiver screens, little zero screens. He could come in. He can wiggle with the ball because that's what he does. Get him on some slants like you said. Get him on some shallow crosses. Get him on some quick sluggo plays.
Yeah.
Like a slant and go. Like a quick, boom, there he is, and quick and throw it to him. Like, find ways to get him the ball, but let him know that he's a part of the offense because he gave you the whole coach speak 3 weeks ago when Johnny Moore said, well, I failed him. And J-Mo said, man, I don't got time for that. Let's just win. He wants to win, but there's no rhythm. There is no flow in J-Mo's game right now. Hell, there's no flow in Amon-Ra St. Brown's game.
I don't think there's much flow in the offensive game.
So it's tough to focus on that, but I think with the explosion of Jahmyr Gibbs, like the last 2 games have just been amazing.
Yeah.
Because he did that on the Philadelphia Eagles defense in Philly in the winter, the whole 9 yards. He did that, and then he came back. And he does this 200 to the tune of 216 plus. So now that you got him rocking and rolling like that, now the teams really have to overly be nervous. Like, you always knew that Jahmyr was a good back. You always knew that Jahmyr had the potential. But now it's getting into a different one. Like when they play Jonathan Taylor, they're putting 9 in the box.
Yes.
Now you get 9 in the
more
box.
More people are recognizing. More people are talking. We've talked the last couple of weeks about Jack Campbell, how he's getting more national recognition. And people are starting to, kind of gravitate toward that. Not that people didn't know how good Jahmyr Gibbs was before this, because he's well established. But the last 2 weeks have opened eyes where you're like, holy crap, this dude is as good as anybody else in the National Football League. You would think, though, Braylon, that would help this offense, especially in the play-action game, and it doesn't seem like it's making that much of an effect. Or am I wrong there?
I don't know if they're trying. Like, I don't know if they're dropping back and doing play action. Like, I don't know if they're really taking those chances. I don't know if they're taking those opportunities. Like, and that's what I haven't seen in this game plan yet. I haven't seen them actually, here it is, and try to get it downfield on a consistent basis. So I don't know, but that's what I haven't seen. I definitely haven't seen it. Jahmyr, though, you remember when he first got here? Remember how fast he was to his spot? Like, that was the big thing with Jahmyr, is he was legitimately so fast that he wasn't allowing his offensive line to get the blocks. He wasn't allowing the plays to set up. That's where he's gotten better this year. That's where he's finally taken that last step. One, he's a very sneaky runner between the tackles. Like, he's stronger than you think.
Yeah.
He's much stronger than you think. 2, nobody has a stop and start like him. There are there's some decent, good running backs in this league, but they don't have that last part. Like, Kyron Williams is a really good running back, right?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he can't do that.
No.
He can't do get in the hole, boom, boom, set you up, and now turn it off and turn it back on. Like, where'd he go? Like,
there's not many guys who could do what he did yesterday. I agree with you 100%.
I don't think there's anybody except Jonathan Taylor.
The one thing that you did say, I think last week, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago in Braylon's breakdown, the blocking has been less than impressive lately than what it was earlier in the year.
But the funny thing is, the best, not the best, because Panay is the best, and I think we give him that title because he is that, but Taylor Decker's had the best year. on that offensive line.
You think so?
Man, when you look at the tape, it's been better than the others.
Wow. That's a little surprising. There's a lot of people who want to get involved in the chat, and we love that, okay? So it's great that you're smashing that like button. It's great that you're involved in the chat. This is something that, whether they win or lose, is not going away. And you and I talked about this at the trade deadline, and we said this is going to be, until they win a championship, this is going to be the cross that Brad Holmes is going to have to bear with Lions fans. And that is, what are you doing to improve your team and make them better right away?
Yeah.
So somebody had put in the chat, I am tired of seeing Brad wasting picks on developmental players when they need players to contribute right now. I don't know who he's referring to, he or she is referring to there. But I had this debate with my brother-in-law last night when he said, you know what? I'm frustrated because they needed offensive linemen and he didn't draft one. He drafted one who's injured. And I said, well, hold on a second. Miles Frazier wasn't injured when they drafted him. He started 50 games at LSU.
Yeah.
He was pretty damn good, too. Yeah, but what he did do is get injured. There's a big difference between drafting an injured Kool-Aid and drafting Kool-Aid who then gets injured, right? There's a huge difference.
It's a big difference.
And then my other question to him was this. At what round are you okay with drafting developmental players? Because his complaint was Giovanni Manu.
Right.
It's a 4th-round pick. His complaint was Christian Mahogany. So that's something I just want to marinate just a little bit as we go to break. Yeah. I want you to think about that for a minute. And then the other thing is, Dan Campbell had, maybe I'm getting a little tired of it because we see it so often, and that is the amount of access with coaches in the locker room, what is really being said and how effective it is. I'm not sure how much I believed what Dan Campbell was trying to sell to his team yesterday. We'll play that for you when we come back. But first, this from one of the best people who really needs no hype. It's Smoothie King. And the high school athlete of the week is True.
Hey, everybody, you know what time it is. It's Be Easy, Braylon Edwards, and I want to invite you to be part of something special, and that is the Smoothie King High School Athlete of the Week. Our Smoothie King High School Athlete of the Week program is about recognizing student athletes in Southeast Michigan and bringing that hustle, that leadership, and making that big impact in the community, and that's what they have done for the first 7-8 weeks of the season. Every Friday, we will do another shout-out, and this Friday, Black Friday, will be no different. You know what you do? You can nominate somebody to be next week's Smoothie King High School Athlete of the Week, but they have to exhibit the traits that we gave you in this read. But also, don't forget about Smoothie King itself. Rebranded, relaunched, real fruit, real protein. That's what's making the difference for Smoothie King.
Pretty chilly first thing in the morning, and it was 29 degrees this morning at 6 a.m. Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning understand that you want to stay warm, you want to stay comfortable, especially this time of the year. And in the summertime, they want to make sure you're staying nice and cool, right? That is what they do. They specialize in it. This is something they've been doing for over 40 years with reliable service and helping members of your community, treating them just like family. Check out their new and improved website. It's called SharonsHeating.com. They've added a few customer-friendly options like free instant estimate for equipment replacement or an online filter purchasing directly from the website. Call them today, 734-238-3805. That's 734-238-3805, and tell them the Braylon Edwards Show sent you.
Every Sunday, there's only one place to get all your kneecapping, hard-hitting Detroit Lions coverage. Start your Sunday with the Lions Weekly Report with Broder and Terry Foster. Then, the Lions pregame show with Neil Rule and Sean Baligian. At kickoff, keep it locked in for all the emotions of the game with a live watch party with the heavyweights. Then, recap the game with the Lions postgame show with Anson. Game days, there's no other place to be than Woodward Sports. Live all game day. Go Lions. Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked Pickle. It is Metro Detroit's hottest indoor pickleball spot because they got 10 climate control courts, chill lounge, cold drinks, and more. If you see that QR code, go on ahead and scan it and get a jump on this information because I'm telling you, you guys want to stay tapped in. Mark your calendars for the Woodward Sports Pickleball Open on Friday, January 9th. Come watch your favorite Woodward Sports personalities go head-to-head against each other and pickleball pros. I don't even know if I'm ready for this, but I will give you guys a show. All right, look, don't miss the whoop. Shout out to Bright and Shep as well, who are going to be out there, man. It's going to be interesting.
I got to get my ankle braces, man.
It's going to be
Make sure I'm legit. Knee straps. Coming in with the wrist tape.
You're going to have a strong back is what you're going to have.
I got the guy.
Got the goggles?
Because you're going to be carrying
Please show up with the goggles.
I'm wearing the goggles.
My word.
Little headband.
And look, if you guys can't be there, I want to see you guys there. But if you can't, make sure you stay tapped in with the Woodward Heavyweights, who will be broadcasting live from Wicked Pickle 5 to 7 p.m. And if you want in on this action, register today at pickleballtournaments.com for a chance to compete and maybe even take down your favorite Woodward Sports personality. I'm going to need that massage chair after, though.
Yeah.
Ain't happening.
After you're all sore, if you're looking to upgrade your relaxation game, check out Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. With the top brands for massage chairs like Ofinity and Osaki, located near the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road. Experience luxury comfort with Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc, creator of the top YouTube massage chair review channel. Book a visit at www.massagechairhouse.com or scan the QR code. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
Hey, look, I want to warn you guys too. When you guys come out to this pickleball challenge, like, don't think you're getting some analyst to sit behind the desk. And I'm speaking for Shep too, because I just know what type of individual he is. Yeah, we come to win.
Work.
Like we're not coming to hang out and be nice to you guys and like, oh my God, I had so much fun playing with Shep, and then we beat them.
No.
Look at
that face.
The smoke. Like you see who this is, right? This is Malcolm X. And you know what he's most notable in terms of saying, by any means necessary. Me and Shep want to.
I want to win as bad as anybody at anything. But the body can only do so much.
Don't worry.
That's all I'm telling you. The body can only do so much.
Got knee braces.
I will do everything
braces.
I can. Lots of bags of ice.
Yeah.
I will do everything I can to engage with folks as long as we can concentrate on what we need to do. The last thing I want to do is be the laughingstock of this network.
Y'all
I want to beat
sign up
everybody
for
we
this
play.
tournament.
I'll engage when the championship trophy is right here.
That's going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
Do you guys, a quick question for you, just a quick round around the table here.
Yes, I have played pickleball.
Do you think Indianapolis is good? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
Brendan?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you think Philly's good? Braylon?
Yes.
Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's objectionable, but yes. The answer is yes for both.
Philadelphia blew a 21-point lead to Dallas.
Yep.
Who you've said is getting better. Indianapolis blew a 20-9 lead in the fourth quarter in Kansas City. Credit to Kansas City because they still have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. But Indianapolis had 18 yards. Fourth quarter and overtime, they had 18 yards. A team that was considered one of the better teams in the AFC. I don't care if they're a surprise.
Right.
At some point, we got to stop saying that, okay?
Yes.
Now the expectations turn.
Surprise is over. Like,
The
surprise is first
over,
5 weeks of the season.
Right?
Yeah.
At some point, we could do this with last year, Pistons going into the playoffs. You and I said,
They're
what?
no
We
longer
expect them to beat the Knicks. No longer a surprise. It's over.
100%.
Okay. So when teams like that, when this stuff happens in the NFL, it's happening even to really good teams too. So I try to keep that in mind every time we start talking about the Lions. But that said, go ahead.
What do both those teams have in common?
They both have good defenses, really good defenses.
Yep. And they also both have young, inexperienced head coaches.
Philly doesn't.
But you were talking about, you said the Colts.
I said Philly and the Colts.
You did think the Colts.
Yeah.
I mean, you did think Philly.
Yeah.
Philly's offense is trash. Like, you know what I'm saying? It has no kind. It has great players, but it's trash.
Yeah.
Two things can be true.
I think you're right
Shane
about that. It
Steichen-
did build a 21-0 lead.
They
But
did.
you're right. Yeah, it
they-
is. So I don't think it's good either.
What's so great about Dallas in that game yesterday, although I've never given them this much credit, but here we are because I said that they would win. And that block, that punt, he tipped that punt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that shouldn't have been a penalty. So they should have got the ball back when it was 14
to nothing.
14 to nothing.
Right.
And then they get the ball, and obviously A.J. Brown went ham on that drive. They score again. Now it's 21-zip. But should have been 14.
Helped my fantasy league a lot. Yeah.
So sorry, dog.
Speaking of fantasy.
Did I open a door there?
But you know what, though, Kool-Aid? The door's not closed because you have Juwan Jennings and George Kittle. The only problem is I got Christian McCaffrey.
Ooh. And what's your lead right now?
Shep, 40. It
40?
tells the whole story.
40.
Yeah.
Well, we both had terrible weeks. Like, this isn't
I had a really good week. What, Stafford had a good week for you?
No. Well, I benched him. I stuck with the black quarterback one last time. It won't happen again, Shep. It won't happen again. I'm going Matt Stafford.
Are you kidding me? No wonder you didn't respond to my damn text.
Like, Shep, when I tell you, the only reason I really didn't put too much thought into it because Kool-Aid had 2 starting running backs that weren't playing.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I didn't trip. But to your point, it won't happen again. Like, I'm done. Like,
okay.
When Matt Stafford scored 3 touchdowns, like the first time.
Well, Hurts had a good game for you, right? I mean, 31 points.
I don't have Jalen Hurts.
Oh, who'd you have?
I got Lamar.
Oh, okay. All right. I had Jalen Hurts. I said I had
Lamar
Jalen Hurts, and I
Stafford.
benched him, not because he was a black quarterback, just because, you were telling me it was different.
You gotta clarify that.
I ended up
Mr. Brother.
I ended up playing Stafford, not because he was a white quarterback, but
he's the
because
MVP.
he was putting up some huge numbers.
It's balling.
I tell you.
And either one,
No one can deny it.
either one would have been.
Can I have Devin A. Chain now? Can I have Devin A. Chain now?
Why? Kool-Aid's out.
Help a brother out.
Kool-Aid is out, right? Is Kool-Aid
Like
out?
Kevin Hart.
Yes.
Help me.
Like, yes, he's 2-9, like the doggone Giants.
Yeah, I
He's got
think
3
I
wins.
just eliminated my son yesterday, so
Ooh,
I feel
good,
good.
didn't it?
No, it didn't.
Ah,
it
that's
didn't
cap.
feel
That's
good
cap.
because I think I had
It's
100.
not real war. Like,
I had like 150 points, and I'm beating him by like 40 or so, and he's got Brock Purdy tonight.
I had like 5 of my 7-8 guys score like 4 or less.
Yeah,
Like, literally.
that's tough to take.
Kenneth Gainwell and DK Metcalf, who have been horrible all year, they actually won my fantasy for me. Shout out to Pittsburgh, man.
It helps to have Jackson Smith and Jibga.
I have him.
You got him too?
I have him.
1,336.
And the Rams
Gibbs.
defense really helped me, even with that last pick before the half, where Baker Mayfield injured his shoulder. All right, let's get to this. Sorry about that. We diverted for just a moment.
Is crazy too right now. I'm sorry.
Sorry about that. Let me ask you this: the whole coaches post-game locker room emotional. Are we liking it still, or is it getting almost a little old where I've heard enough?
Just Dan's or everyone?
Everybody's. I know what Kool-Aid's going to say. Take Ben Johnson's and shove it up your, you know what. But
I feel like no, it's not overdone when it's a good one. But I feel like every time, like coaches are now, they're trying to land the speech. Like they got because the cameras are everywhere. They have all.
Everyone's trying to be a Campbell or an O'Connell,
and you can feel it.
Yeah.
And now it's gotten to the point because of everyone trying to be a Dan Campbell, Kevin O'Connell, Sean McVay kind of started back in there. Like because of this, now the guys that are acting. Now when Dan does it, it's annoying.
Yeah.
Now when Dan's like, oh, everybody's doing this. I'm tired. Even though he's the originator, like it's. Unless there's a moment that needs it. Like, the game yesterday is an ugly game, but it needed it, I guess.
I am guilty here. All right, I'm guilty. I'm done watching Ben Johnson give his little 3 message, and they got to repeat it after me.
Oh, yeah.
And while he's doing that, I couldn't help but think of you yesterday and ask to myself, I wonder if Braylon, what is a coach, how does a coach get another team or his professional athletes to do that? I get it in college.
Win.
I do it. How does a coach say, all right, I'm going to say this, and you guys are going to follow every single time? Because that's what he's done after every single win, even the first one. He's in the middle screaming, showing the emotion, and everybody's saying exactly what he just said.
2011, I go play. 2011, I signed with the San Francisco 49ers. Mm-hmm. Now, when I get to camp, like I know Harbaugh. I know his message before he even gets there. But no Harbaugh. I get there. He starts breaking it down in practice. And the message is simple. Everybody knows what he says. Who's got it better than us?
John Harbaugh said that after Baltimore's win yesterday. I was just rolling my eyes.
100%. And that's because his dad is the originator. Like, it's
that's
not
fine, but how often has John said it? I don't know the answer to that. I like John Harbaugh, but that.
But you know what? Like John's like, shoot, I need some excitement. I gotta win. Like it's been a rough season. Like, sometimes you need.
It's a good point. Yeah,
it's been a rough season.
They're not tied
and
for
by
first,
the way, that part right there. But you know, and boom, he breaks it down after practice. This is like my first or second practice there, and he's like, "Who's got it better than us?" And then everybody's like, "Nobody." But I remember listening to Patrick Willis. I remember listening to Justin Smith. I remember listening to Michael Crabtree, who I can't stand. And it was like, man, who's this corny coach? What's this corny stuff we're doing? Who's got it better than us? Man, this is the dumbest what I've heard. Game 1, you win. Who's got it better than us? Nobody. Game 2, you win. Who's got it better than us? Nobody. When you look up and you're 9-2, nobody. What happens is when you win, corny stuff sets in. And the same thing happened with Jim last year with the Chargers. Like when you have something in call and response, sure, you're the head coach. We have to play the game. We don't have to like it, but we'll play the game. But once it starts to win, once we can see some results, once I see a quarterback that we didn't like get to playing a little bit better, is he a number 1 pick overall? I don't know. Is he a much better version of himself than he was last year? 100%. And he had Ben Johnson found something. Now it's kind of like, wait, we blinked and we're first place in the division.
Yeah.
And not for just 1 week. This is now the second week that we're still first place in the division. So I think when you have that and you get somebody to buy into that, Rex, we didn't have to buy into Rex, but Rex used to do this thing, and everybody saw it on Hard Knocks. Now let's go eat a effing snack. Like he used to say that after every freaking game, and we loved it because it was part of the identity. But like when you're winning,
that's cool. Yeah.
When you win, like you'll buy into whatever it is because you can. I still think you're corny.
Yeah.
But I don't think your message is corny because I understand what it is. I don't think your style of coaching is corny because I see the results from the field.
Don't take it so literal is what you're telling me. I love that.
100%.
I used to work at Minnesota for PJ Fleck until they fell on hard times. So I hear all that. Row the boat. Oh, ridiculous. But Dan Campbell, you're right. I mean, he's kind of the original. Yeah. I mean, he's one of them. Maybe not the original OG, but he's one of those guys who kind of made it a little bit more popular, I think.
Unrehearsed.
Yes. And this was his post-game speech in the locker room after the overtime win yesterday against the Giants. Listen to this.
Holy crap, guys. It's a heck of a win, man. Listen. You don't know exactly how the game's going to go, and you guys just kept swatting it back, man, buying your time, and we made the stop we needed to. Hutch, great job there at the end. It was unbelievable. Our offense when we needed it, Bates, all that. We'll get to this here in a minute, but I'm telling you, man, you don't know how to ride it. You don't know what's going to happen. You just find a way to win, okay? You find a way to win. The big thing this week is going to be Green Bay, right? We got about 3 days off here. Not 3 days off, but 3 days to get ready for them. All right, and then we go 2-0. We go 2-0. All right, we just won 1. 1 of 3 basically at home. That's a way to just hang in there, man, and find a way.
So, I mean, it's kind of you don't see a lot of enthusiasm behind it. And usually he's got pretty inspirational words, and I don't expect everyone to come up with them right there on the spot, but he kind of repeated himself a little bit, and there was a very laissez-faire feel to that.
That's because, look, this is what I appreciate about Dan, and maybe the fan base that's looking at this win like, but we still got the win. Pay attention to your head coach, because what the head coach showed you is a sign of relief. Because if you come in that locker room in a 6-5, this is a much different season. Mm-hmm. This is a much different conversation that we're having going into the Green Bay game, in which, oh, by the way, the defense is still one of the best defenses in the league. It's a different conversation, and that's why Dan understood that it was a win, and it's always good to get a win under the shield. But how that win looked, there's a lot to clean up. And he knows he doesn't have that much time. He didn't want to spread false hope or misbelief. Hey, now we got a guy in Jahmyr Gibbs who he didn't do all that. Yeah. Even though Jahmyr Gibbs deserved it, Jahmyr got that. He did that last week, and he did it this week. He understands that I don't want to make too much about this. You guys sealed the deal. Congrats. We got a game in 3 days. Let's not make too much about this one, because, Shep, there wasn't much to make about yesterday with the exception of Jahmyr Gibbs. Mm-hmm. If I'm being honest.
Yeah. No, 100%. I agree with you.
I think he that's what he was trying to.
I think you're right about that. Look.
He started the message with holy bleep.
Yeah.
And this comes after the Lord's Prayer. You know, you say the Lord's Prayer, and after the Lord's Prayer, coach gets up, coach tells you about the game, and then we break it down, and then we go on.
That's a good point, man.
Like, he got up and said, holy crap. All right, look, it was like his heart was in his chest.
Yeah, it's almost like it was a relief more than anything else. And if you think about it, it's a really good point by you. DJ Reed, I thought, would solve some things. He didn't look great.
Made it worse.
Brian Branch did not look good. I mean, there weren't many guys. Amik Robertson probably played his worst game.
Shep, one thing the Lions have done extremely well over the last 4 years, sorry to cut you off, they've been great tacklers.
Yeah, you're right.
They've been a very good tackling defense for the past 3 years. Like, where has that been? Yesterday, how many missed tackles? It was almost embarrassing watching that. At least tackle.
Right. And we're not talking just about the Derek Barnes on Jameson Winston's touchdown catch, his first of his career. We're talking about a lot of guys in the wash too. I mean, they just and it's not just it's yards after contact by Giants. You brought up a number of different examples where the Giants are just running and shoving it down their throat. Detroit's meeting them in the hole, and then suddenly they're getting pushed back. We're just not used to that.
Yeah, 100%. And this is especially after a game in which, yes, sure, we lost the Eagles game. It looked horrible from a offensive standpoint, but on the defensive side, we saw a defensive line put the pressure on Saquon Barkley, put the pressure on that offensive line, made some good stops, stopped the tush push twice. Mm-hmm. So you're like, all right, cool. This is something to pull from. I can't judge the DBs because of the weather, but this defensive line, this linebacking core, it was a 180. It was a 180 from that game. That didn't look good.
I don't know if you guys felt the same way, but there was a point in time last year where you felt like your team was invincible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Couldn't do much wrong. This year, I don't feel, and this has nothing to do with the opening loss at Green Bay. Okay. Yeah. This year, I don't know if there's a game where I've been watching where I'm like they have no chance against this Lions team today. Maybe the Chicago game. Okay.
Yeah.
But overall, I've watched this game, and I'm like, watch this team very closely every single week. I'm like, do they strike fear into the opposition? And I thought yesterday, it's one of those things that the Giants did. They came in and they said, "We're not scared of you.
Yeah.
Let's go." And they were more physical. And I thought they just beat Detroit up a little bit, but I'm glad the Lions got the win. Just before the break, I had mentioned the debate I had with my brother-in-law and what somebody else echoed in the chat. So kudos to you in the chat. But they're basically saying, I'm so tired that Brad hasn't focused on the offensive line.
Yeah.
And he used a second-round pick and a fifth-round pick last year on guards. Obviously, Penei Sewell we're well aware of. Mahogany was a sixth-round choice. Manu was a fourth-round choice. My question is, at what stage or what round are you comfortable drafting players who will be eventual starters, but not necessarily, and are drafted for depth more than anything else?
I think the thing behind that is understanding who your quarterback that you paid. So understanding that you paid Jared Goff $53 million 2 seasons ago, going into that because you had the best offensive line in football, and if you want to call them 2, fine, we'll give it to the Eagles. But knowing that you have one of the 2 best offensive lines in the league, like Jared Goff is allowed to have that success. Not allowed, but he had that type of success. He will pick you apart if you give him
It's
time.
a big reason you gave him $53 million.
100%. Yeah. If you know that you don't have any plans to return Kevin Seidler, or that the year that he signed, if you know that this is a 1 year off, why not draft that year? And then what I mean by draft, not in the 6th round and hope you get lucky that he can play. Not take a project that you hope can be ready 3 years from now in the 4th round. Like, if you want to continue to make what you do best, why not make that move? You know you're not paying Kevin Zeitler. You just know you're not going to do that. So now in the offseason this past year, you know Kevin Seidler's gone, and your plan was to, for lack of a better word, patchwork the offensive line. We'll take this guy, put this guy here. We'll take this guy, put this guy here. We'll draft a guy and then figure out if this guy can play this position or this position, and we'll figure that out by training camp. Like, this just seems like a lot of moving the pieces and shuffleboard when this was the best thing that you did. This was the identity for the past 4 years. It was this. Hey, you want to shuffle the secondary around, fine, do that. You want to shuffle it around and move this guy here and that guy, we can do that. But you're shuffling around this part. This is the reason why Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery ran like the guys that they ran like for the last 2 seasons. It's the reason why Jared Goff broke all those statistical records over the past 3 seasons, because of this offensive line. You knew Frank Ragnow was not playing forever. You knew you had no plans to extend Kevin Zeitler, who was a Pro Bowl level player for us last year.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to – I don't know that – this is why I was convinced that Detroit was unaware or a little surprised at Frank Ragnow's retirement. He played 8 years, I believe, in the NFL, and he was arguably the Lions' greatest center of all time. To say you didn't know he was going to play forever, granted, but I bet most people thought he was going to play longer. Now he
struggled through the last 2 seasons.
True.
So every other game was like a game off his toe. He was talking about how hard it was. He almost had to amputate the toe.
So that's where I was just going to go. And in your defense, you're closer to him than anybody. You should be recognizing the pain, the type of treatment that he's getting. You're getting those reports on a regular basis. I'm not trying to give him an out, but yes, I would agree with that. The Zeitler situation. He signed for $9 million in Tennessee. Detroit paid him $5.5 million.
Yeah.
Looking back, you would guess that $3.5 million would be well spent, right? Especially since, But on the other hand, you did draft 2 guards. I think the problem people have is this: the Lions, I believe, have $22 million under the cap. 22 under the cap space.
Yeah.
$3.5 million compared to that, to keep a guy who's really productive and really good, although Tennessee's not worth a damn. So where's the impact he's made on Tennessee? But I know it's one guy.
That's very different.
No, I know it is.
That's very different.
I know. No, I see the cocking of the head. You're right.
Because that's very different.
Yeah, and the offensive line. Yeah, he would have been a massive upgrade, no question. Yeah. All I'm saying is $3.5 million compared to the $22 million you have in cap space. Yeah. Is that a really heavy lift? How come you not use that money for that guy to come back, even though he wanted to be closer to his family, knowing how important the investment is for the guy in the shotgun?
And that's my question. And that is 100% my question. Like, I don't understand.
It's a fair one.
It's one of those things where it almost feels like they just enjoy having money just to say, like, hey, we got $22 million under cap. Now, I know that's not the reason, so don't clip that and now all of a sudden I'm getting assassinated, through media, if you will, metaphor. But it sounds good. Because every year we get to this point, and what are we talking about? Lions have $49 million under cap. It's going to be really good. Lions still have $38 million under cap. Man, it's legitimately past the trade deadline. Lions do anything. They got $22 million under. It almost sounds good.
Yeah.
Like, you know what else would sound good? Like if Kevin Zeitler was your right guard.
Yes.
That
would sound really good, because he would be helping your center,
who would be Tate Ratledge,
who could have been Tate Ratledge, right?
And now Glenn Glasgow is your left guard.
Right. And it's funny how one guy. Yeah. Now, I don't know how Ratledge would have done at center. It's unfair for me to assume that he would have been better than Graham Glasgow. Yeah. But worst case scenario, he's your left guard.
True.
And Zeitler is your right guard. And it's a better combination.
Yeah.
And you need a center. And there's a couple of really good centers coming out of college this year, including one at Auburn. But which may not be a sexy pick for people, but they're so vital. My point is,
that's a good thing about having your foundation, though.
Yes.
Like the Lions foundation, the players that they have, and you have your quarterback, at least we think for another couple of years. It doesn't have to be a sexy pick because we would get it right away. Because Joe Alt was not a sexy pick. He immediately changed the offensive line for the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah, right. Look at Will Campbell in New England.
What? Monster.
Yeah, has really helped them, right? Protecting. Now, granted, Drake May has been sacked quite a bit. I think 36 times or so going into the game yesterday. But
you're running quarterback. It happens. And they get out of pocket. A lot of times they think they can do a little bit more, and sometimes they get taken down. Lamar, who another player that might be playing injured. Lamar has been tackled so much this year, he's missing out on the one-on-ones. Like to your point about guys getting tackled. Those mobile quarterbacks are starting to get tackled a lot.
Yeah.
A lot more.
So I think it's one of those situations where I think people have legitimate concerns. I was mentioning the center from Auburn. His name is Connor Liu, just a guy to possibly put on your long-time radar. But I think people have legitimate concerns about that, and for good reason. It's as much as we appreciate what Brad Holmes has done, and he's done a phenomenal job. We all know that. But you do get tagged if you're a general manager or a president of baseball ops or whatever with certain moves that you've made or certain moves you didn't make. Ask Joe Dumars about it. Ask Martin Mayhew about it. Ask Scott Harris about it right now.
You do, and I think what's fair is a lot of times you have these conversations, and instantly, what do people do? We want to go back to 2021 and draft the Penei Sewell. We want to go back to 2023 and the amazing draft that it was. We want to go back to 22 and talk about, look, they got Aiden Hutchinson, and like all the moves they made. Like a lot of times, we go back. Like look at the team that they put together that go to play against the 49ers in the NFC Championship. 50. Stop talking about those stuff. Like, it's okay to talk about stuff that is current. Has he done a good job in the past with the draft picks? 100%. Has he put the team in place and done things that they have never done before? 100%. But what we're talking about now is moves that weren't made particularly this year. Or we're talking about some of the chinks in the armor to get a team that almost is 6-5 after playing the New York Giants yesterday. And I think we get so caught up in, if I'm saying this, then I'm not giving him credit. I'm not being fair to Brad. We've been more than fair to Brad.
You're right about that.
We've called him the mad scientist. We've had all this dialogue. Like, legitimately, I dubbed the name the mad scientist over here in Woodward Sports. Like, I love the things he do. With that said, now we're talking about other things. Now we're talking about how are we 6-4. Now we're talking about moves that could have been made to give us a little bit better stability as we were transitioning from offensive coordinator, this player, that player, this coach.
You feel like you have to couch everything with how much you've admired what he's done so far. And that should be a given.
Like the compliment sandwich.
But like a compliment sandwich. But you know what?
Yeah.
It's okay to say not good enough.
Yeah.
So I've said this. I'll use an example of Riley Green, how much I like him, how I think he's a really good player. But the 202 strikeouts was alarming, and it's too much, okay? So it's something like that. It's the same thing with Brad Holmes. You can tell him or tell anybody who will listen that you really appreciate what he's done because he's made your team fun to watch, exciting with some of the best players in the league. But when they move the goalposts and the expectations are where they are, he has to go in line with that. And just saving $22 million in cap space, understanding that it could be for an extension for Jahmyr Gibbs or a Sam Laporta or a Jack Campbell, whatever. How about right now, though, too? How about guys that you know, and your example is perfect with Jared Goff, when you know your quarterback or any player is limited and needs the aid of so many others around him, you've got to make sure, in order for that player to be at peak performance, those players around him have to be at peak performance too, and you don't have that right now.
Two things. Thing one, also, you paid J-Mo before the time was necessary. Here's another thing that we don't talk about. And, I love J-Mo just like the next person, maybe more because I'm a wide receiver, but you paid a man that hasn't established himself as a $29 million receiver. He's established the ability. He's established the fact that, you get some protection, boom, boom, boom. I can make some plays. I can get downfield. Yeah, I saw the 1,000 yards last year. I saw the 8 touchdowns. I saw the 2 touchdowns in the NFC Championship game. I know he can play. I don't know he can play to the tune of $29 million, at least not here in Detroit. There's money that you spent on that. That was unnecessary. That money was unnecessary. But
I agree.
So it's not judging. It's having conversation. And the reason why we can have these conversations is because, one, he came to Detroit, talking about Brad Holmes, came to Detroit, And he has put this team in a position with Sheila, with Dan, to be something they have never been before. And we thank you. But guess what? You moved the goalpost back because you told us last year it's Super Bowl or bust. You told us at the beginning of this year it was Super Bowl or bust. So now that you've opened the door for that conversation, don't get me started on that. Now that you've opened the door with that conversation, we can have these conversations
for sure,
and not feel bad about criticizing a space that, well, frankly, could use a little criticism.
Yeah, absolutely. And we don't want to hear Marcus Davenport's close to getting back.
Who?
Exactly.
Oh.
Those are the things that will infuriate Lions fans even that much more. And we'll get to some of that in the chat when we come back. Quick timeout here on the Braylon Edwards Show after this from Jack's Car Wash and Les Stanford. Les Stanford, you know, this is the time of year that a lot of dealerships are out there. They're suggesting, you know what, time to get into a really good vehicle. Here's some great deals for you. Les Stanford doesn't do that, all right? They bring this smoke. They do it every single day for you. They've got the 2026 Hummer EV for as low as $699 a month plus tax. They've got the Silverado Crew Cab LT as low as $159 a month. Or they've got that 2026 Cadillac Optic, 2025, excuse me, for only $449 a month plus tax. These are not, it's the end of the year and we got to get them off our lot type of deals. This is the inventory they have for you on a regular basis. How do you find them? Go to their website, lesstanford.com.
Woodward Sports and Jack's Car Wash have partnered up to hook you up with a free car wash. I know it's cold outside, but the car still looks good when it's clean. And the best place to do it is at Jack's Car Wash. Text WSN to 888-522-1729 and enjoy top tier. When I say top tier, I'm talking about top tier. You'll see that on Thursday because I will have a brand spanking clean car wash as I go down to Ford Field potentially and see what the Lions are going to do against the Green Bay Packers. Join the Unlimited Club and take advantage of all the perks of being a member. Watch it at any of the 40 locations around the great state of Michigan. And don't forget, the Unlimited plan is the way to go. Jack's Car Wash, pull up on us.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasta salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, you know, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. We got Tully, everybody. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Big Injuries? Big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
To any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Let's talk about the doc.
Dr. Pierce is your injury insider for Woodward Sports, and also he can be the guy to get you right. Don't miss expert sports injury insights from Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. You can catch him every Tuesday on Big D Energy as well as Thursdays on the Brother Network Show with Shep, where he shares top tier. We gotta get a new word, man. Everything is top tier. Top tier advice to keep athletes in peak condition. Trust the guy that we trust, and that's Dr. Jeff Pierce.
Saw Doc Saturday night eating. Went out to dinner. He and I shared a laugh or two. It was good. Right down the street. So it was really fun. Yeah. It's good to see him, and always good to see people out and about. It's always good to celebrate the holiday seasons with the people that you love most, and we hope you can celebrate it with us for a little bit. But also, we understand that you might be having a work party, or you might have your own party. And where is there a good place to do that? Buddies. That's right. If you're going to host your holiday event in a dine-in situation, all-you-can-eat party packages at Buddy's start at $15 a person. If you want to cater, they can do that. Go to buddyspizza.com catering, and if you give the promo code HOLIDAY20, you'll save 20% off your order of $200 or more. And by the way, you're going to receive a free 4-square, one-topping pizza voucher with every $50 gift card you may purchase.
I like free pizza.
For the people you really like. It might be in your stocking, Kool-Aid. It's now through the end of 2025. Check it out today. Go to buddyspizza.com and find the location nearest you.
Yeah. And I know Joe Burrow is going to be back for Thanksgiving against the Ravens again. Wow. Joe Burrow, he's going to be back, man.
Why would you play him?
Because it's Cincinnati. Tell me something Cincinnati has done right.
He wants to play, which I think is great.
Right.
Every player wants to play. There was you injured your knee. Yeah. You wanted to play. It doesn't mean that you play the gentleman, right? It means they're 3-8.
You know what though? Let me flip on the other side.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me put the pause and flip on the other side. Joe Burrow is always it's twofold because they don't protect him well, which means they don't pay offensive linemen, so he's always getting hurt. However, he is always getting hurt. I'm paying you an arm and a leg. Like, you're healthy, you're going to get your butt in there, and you're gonna give me some points.
That's a good perspective. I can appreciate that.
It's no need to have Joe Burrow sitting at home for the next 6 weeks when he's making $275 million. Like, you come earn some of these checks.
That's a good point.
Let us remind us why we pay you this money.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that could be, and actually, I appreciate
All right.
this.
Changed my mind.
If it was like 3 games left, no. 4 games, but there's a substantial amount where you can get some work in on this season. 6 games, Joe Burrow, he can end up with just under 1,700.
That's good. All right. I like it. You've changed my mind. Yeah. Kool-Aid, well, you want to wait on the – you want some – we got some super chats in there?
We actually do got some super chats.
Why don't we get to those, and then we'll get to the mailbag in about 10 minutes or so and a few other things.
Golly, what happened to the show? Boy, it flew by today.
It's crazy.
It really did.
It did. The chat has been crazy.
Because it's a weird game by the Lions. It was a weird one in the sense of they were about to lose the whole game, and then they won. And then, oh, by the way, Jameer has this, like, phenomenal game. So it's like you can talk for hours and hours and hours.
That's true.
Like, what did you see in the game, Brendan? Like, it's just something to talk about.
Yeah.
Everything you guys have been saying, you guys have been hitting it right on the head. I mean.
Just out of curiosity, what was the confidence level you had with the Lions in the fourth quarter when they're down 10? Where did it rank on a 1 to 10 or 1 to 5?
It really depended on drive to drive. I mean, every drive looked different to me, I feel like. But early fourth quarter, I was not confident at all. I mean, especially when Jameis caught a touchdown pass.
Yeah, he's speaking for me right now, too.
I was pretty down in the dumps for a bit, and then we started to get some life back, and I started to believe later on, but I definitely did not think we were going to come back and win that.
Okay, so you were a no. You didn't think they were coming back. Kool-Aid?
I did believe we were going to come back, until I see it not happen.
Braylon, why did I ask
Until
Kool-Aid
I see it not. No, trust me, he's speaking for me. I have my doubts, but I was just stepping out on blind faith, man.
All right.
Just a shot of Kool-Aid and a wing.
Folks, just so you know, in case you're new to the show.
I was watching the game and I dropped down on my knees and I said, Lord, if you can see us through this one, I promise I'll drink no more. It was it's an
Pistons could be down 44 with 3
coming
minutes
back.
left.
Coming
back and Kool-Aid.
K got that.
I was at 8 because it is the Giants, and once again, you're waiting for them to fall to. The Giants have done it all year long. Yes, the Giants have faltered all year long. Bad coaching. Coach got fired. Now you got the interim guy in here. Plus, the Lions still have enough weapons to where, if they would have lost yesterday, even if they played bad, you'd be like, I cannot believe that they lost that game.
I know.
And the fact that would come out of my mouth, 8 in terms of thinking they still could come back.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I wasn't confident because I looked at how the game
Season's
was going.
over, though.
Yeah.
I was looking at how the game was going. Do you think that is a situation of good teams find a way to win, or bad teams find a way to lose?
That's bad teams find a way to lose. I know they came back and they did all that, and Jahmyr Gibbs with the heroic effort, and if his coach kicks a field goal, that game is over. I think that's a bad coach that made a bad decision. He legitimately could have kicked the field goal, and then if the Lions would have came down and beat him, then so be it. But instead, he goes for it. They don't get it. The Lions get in field goal range. Jake Bates nails the field goal. They go to overtime, and they do what the Lions have done, which is not lose a back-to-back game.
Mm-hmm.
Bad team lost a bad game.
Yeah, I agree
with that.
The Giants, I think this is their 5th or 6th game that they've lost when leading by 10-plus points or more this season.
Quarter.
Yeah.
In the fourth quarter.
I think it just happened to them again. We did good, but they have a tenacity to choke the game in the end.
It seems like it, doesn't it? They do just enough to lose. Mm-hmm. On the other hand, did Detroit not do just enough to win? You still have to take advantage of their mistakes.
For sure.
Right.
And Detroit did that. And I thought they played with great calmness, which I thought was,
I think one of those other questions is how much, because they did in that game, they definitely did, but how much confidence did Lions fans walk away from heading into Turkey Day now?
Well, I think it's
less than they walked into that game.
Yes, 100%.
100%.
100%.
I would say.
I think they were really nervous on Thanksgiving. Most Lions fans.
Oh yeah,
because at the end of the day, for what Green Bay has not been consistently on offense, and now they have injuries and all the 9 yards, that defense has not wavered. That defense has been the defense.
Yeah,
and that's what we've been struggling against. 100%. They still had to make the plays. They still had to get themselves in position. They had to play calm. But I look at it like this: you now 3 years in a row of being that team. Or being one of those teams, Super Bowl aspirations, and coming to the season, and this is what we're going to do, and this is who you are. You don't get an extra pass for doing what you're supposed to do against a team that you're supposed to be. You put yourself in that position to almost lose to the Giants. You crawled yourself out of the hole. You dug yourself in. Right. And then go back to the point. If the coach would have kicked that field goal, this is a whole different conversation.
Yep.
If they don't go down and score, you're right.
Yeah.
Whole different conversation. Because who knows where they get it? They may get it at the 30-yard line, 35-yard line, but you still have to go.
True.
A good 80-plus yards. 70 yards or so. So it's a good point by you. I was thinking about this too, with this team and struggling like nobody's business. If they beat Green Bay on Thursday, I think that's the game where you'll get the people who have jumped off.
Right.
You'll get them back on. Right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
100%. You already know.
Braylon's asked for, he's always said, look at the schedule of any team. It's not just the Lions. Any team. Who have they beaten? Who have they lost to? Now, the losses can be parsed a little bit because we see a lot of good teams lose. Philadelphia lost to the Giants, as we know.
Yep.
Packers have lost to the Browns, as we know. So you can parse those a little bit. But in order for you to be convinced, you really want to know who have you beaten, who's pretty good. Detroit's win Thursday against Green Bay, I think, would help people along with their confidence. Let's get to some super chats. Go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? Let's start right here.
Okay.
Charles in the chat, number 3 crown today, $5 says, was it we were that bad, or was it we were taking it easy, though? He says, and it just backfired, so we're ready for the Turkey Day game and what could have been a trap game against the Giants. So he believes that they were just playing coy and it almost backfired.
No way.
You got your ass
No.
whooped. Hold on. You got your ass you got your ass whooped on Sunday night to a good team on the road, but nonetheless, you got your butt whooped, especially on the offensive side of the ball. You can't come into the game against the Giants, the team you're supposed to be, and lollygag around and say, well, we're going through the motions so that we can get to Thursday. You almost didn't make it to Thursday. And as what Shep says about this Green Bay team, no, I don't think this should be the game that gets you back. Because if we're having a conversation, we said the Lions are still going to win this division. And that had to go through Green Bay all along. I don't think that's the game, because if I'm hanging my hat on beating the Green Bay Packers, whose quarterback Jordan Love hasn't done squat in the last 6 weeks. Like, they won the game yesterday, but let me run you through Jordan Love's stats. 14 of 24, 139, no touchdowns and a pick. This is Jordan Love, and this has been Jordan Love since Tucker Kraft and even a little bit before that. So I don't think Green Bay is a game that should put you on that base. If you beat the Cowboys,
Fair enough.
You beat the Cowboys, that's going to tell me something.
But I'm looking at Green Bay's defense, and let's face it, you said this after Detroit lost to Minnesota, and actually leading into the game against Minnesota. Minnesota's defense is pretty good, especially the guys up front.
Right.
So I'm not making excuses for Jordan Love. You know how I feel about him. But there is a reason Minnesota can be competitive. It's not because of their quarterback. It's because of their defense. All right, next super chat. Fire away.
Yeah, definitely. There's a couple here I want to just read. Freddie Felt, 313, $2 super chat. He says, Braylon's hoodie deserves a super chat. Shout
Appreciate
out.
you, fam. Appreciate that. This came from Jalen Rose. Every year at his golf outings, he puts something new in the swag bag, and it always has something to do with, Black History Month or, a black icon, if you will. I think I got a Muhammad Ali jacket last year. It's Malcolm X. You'll love this one, Shep. 3 years ago, it was a black and yellow jacket, and it wasn't the Steelers. It was a Roberto Clemente piece. Ooh. So each year, Jalen tries to put something in the bag like that, so I appreciate my big brother. And this is the one from this year, man. Malcolm X died on the day I was born, so I've always felt a unique kindred spirit, if you will.
Yeah. That's actually a really, really good story for that, man. Shout out to Freddie Felt for sending that in. We got another one here. She Loves Me in the chat. Number 2 crown, $5 super chat says, what's with St. Brown and the drops as of late? Do you guys think this is something or nothing?
Talked about it a little bit earlier. We don't know if there's an injury on the line, so that would be good to get more information to see if there is something there, so that we're not unfairly judging him right now without having that. It just seems like he's pressing, and you're seeing the same thing from CeeDee Lamb, another All-Pro wide receiver. His reason for pressing is different than St. Brown's, but maybe there is some press to St. Brown. Maybe he's trying to make every play. Maybe he's trying to make the play before. Like, I know one time, I know at times wide receivers are trying to make plays before they happen. They tend to, leave the eyes. Hey, look, man, I'm trying to catch this pass, but I'm worrying about getting up the field. And so, cool, I'm going to catch it. Oh, shoot, I forgot to bring the ball with me. I think sometimes that happens.
Yep.
I think it's a real thing. We have not seen this out of him. I think guys are pretty consistent when they're still young. I think he's still a very consistent player. Braylon has broken down what a good route runner he is. He's still engaged in blocking. But why the more drops this year than what we can recall in previous years, I don't know, but I do think it's a real thing, and I hope it gets corrected quickly. All right, when we come back, we'll get to the mailbag, but first we got to hear a few words from our great friends at BlackRock, which will be broadcasting live from, courtesy of the Heavyweights this Friday. The Friday after Thanksgiving, the Heavyweights will be there. Braylon's going to swing by. We want you to as well, because it's fantastic food.
100%. We will be at Black Rock hanging out with the Heavyweights this coming Friday. But you know what? Let's put that on the back burner for a second. Black Rock Bar and Grill is bringing a sizzle up to the UP. And I'm not talking about Upper Pontiac, baby boy. I'm talking about the Upper Peninsula. The newest location is opening this December in Sault Ste. Marie.
Wow.
And once again, that's Sault Ste., not Sault Ste. Marie. Right outside of the Kuwaitan Casino. Now, this is what you need to do, Black Rock. You need to bring me, my boy Chef, Brendan, and Kool-Aid, the whole show up there. You need to put us up in a hotel. You need to take care of us. Because we would love to come and do our show, show some love, and engage with the good people of the Upper Peninsula. But get ready for the Double Down flavor, man.
That'd be a hell of a road trip, wouldn't it?
It would be fun. Awesome. It would be fun, man. We could jump in the truck. You know, I just got it serviced, so it's ready for a road
We
trip.
know it'll be clean from Jack's.
Hey, man, and experienced. Ladies and gentlemen, hear me when I say this. 755 degrees sizzle that always pays out, man. Pay attention to Black Rock Bar and Grill and get 20% off that food bill if you mention, you guessed it, Woodward Sports. 20% off the bill sounds good to me. A still above the rest.
You think you'd drive the whole way?
Nah.
If we did that, if we carpooled, if we just went one bit, would you drive the entire distance?
What is it? Like 4:45?
Oh, it's longer than that.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, 6 and some change?
Yeah. 4 to Mackinac, so maybe about 5, 6.
Yeah.
No, we can split that. I'll drive the first half, and then I'm passenger seat pimping.
Because I'd probably be, if I were driving, I'd want to drive the whole way. I'm just one of those guys.
You know what?
I like driving the whole way.
You can have the truck. I jump in the back, get the tunes going. You know what I'm saying?
That's how I am too.
Fire up a little.
I will drive a 5.2, but I feel that.
People who have driven with me would probably say you might want to put your head on a swivel. You got your head on a swivel here in Lady Jane's because you're moving it left, you're moving it right because they're trimming. They're trimming your hair the right way. It's uncomplicated. It's really simple. You walk in, you sign in, and before you know it, you're leaving this place handsome and clean. Folks, it's going to be Thanksgiving. You want to look your best. What do? You come to Lady Jane's to do just that because it's wicked awesome.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports. It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
If I told you could place any bet up to $1,000 and if you lose, you get that bet back, would you think I'm crazy? Scan this QR code, enter the code Woodward1000, and if your first bet doesn't hit, you'll get your deposit bet back up to $1,000. That's right, up to $1,000 back just for giving it a shot. Minimum bet just $20. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app today, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Use code Woodward1000 or scan the QR code on the screen.
And we back.
I see Troy Polamalu with the 43 on the day in which it was 43.
Yeah, not bad.
I got to see if Black Rock is doing Thanksgiving because, like, if my family keep wilding out, man, I'm going to have to send a couple of the members over to Black Rock, man. Jeez Louise.
Hey, you know to hold it down.
Food got that good food, too, man. You know what I'm saying?
Very good.
That'll keep you warm. That steak will
keep them warm. I'm going to be at the house.
That steak will keep you warm.
Yeah.
The shrimp is just unbelievable, folks. I mean, it's so good. I mean, it'd be a great place to celebrate something special, whether it be an anniversary or birthday. You of course, had a birthday party for your family. It was pretty awesome.
You can tell a lot about a restaurant if the shrimp is good, because shrimp is one of those things that you either do well or you skimp on it. No pun intended.
Right.
Like if you give me some skimpy, dry or not really flavored well or small and all those things, I'm not gonna take the establishment serious.
Right.
But shrimp is an easy thing to do well and it's an easy thing to do wrong. If you do it well, you know what? I'm gonna come vibe with you.
Yeah, I would say the same thing about soup. I like a
Ooh,
really
sneaky.
good
Good
soup.
call.
I'm a big soup guy.
Big
Yep.
soup guy. Yeah. Just before we get to the mailbag, just real quick, shout out to 2 defensive ends or 2 pass rushers.
Okay.
One, T.J. Watt, who just passed his
I was
brother.
going to say, can we get one?
Okay.
No.
And pretty impressive, Pretty impressive. Yeah, no kidding. The other was Myles Garrett, who had 4 of his team's 10 sacks yesterday. He now has 18 on the year and will threaten the single-season record. You guys know what it is?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, 22 and a half.
It's 23 by Al Bubba Baker.
Oh, but they didn't give it to him.
Ah, you're right.
1978. Yeah.
But they didn't give it to him, though.
Well, he's listed on Pro Football Reference. I can tell you that.
Well, then why did they make so much out of Michael Strahan winning it against Green Bay and Brett
Yeah.
Favre? And then also when JJ and TJ did it, it's 22 and a half. They tied it. They don't give Bubba Baker the credit.
Well, that's because sack wasn't an official stat back then.
That's what it was.
There you go.
Which is bullcrap. But Al Bubba Baker
Deacon
was an absolute
Jones.
beast.
He lived around the corner
and
from me in
recognize
Cleveland.
it.
Bubba Baker did?
He had a barbecue spot.
Yeah, I've been there.
It's in Avon Lake.
Yeah.
I lived in Avon Lake.
I did a Lions TV show from there. We had a blast.
Shout out.
It's so funny. I was going to his restaurant. This would have been on like a Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to the restaurant. We took out. But when I went there to pick it up, he was there. He had his cowboy hat on. He has jeans on, boots, the whole 9 yards. And I walked in, and he started talking to me. He said, "Oh, what's going? How you doing? Nice to meet you, Edwards." And pulled me to the side and told me a couple things about my game. I was like, man, he commented on my game. But one of the things that he told me, I came to get some barbecue, not tips. But one of the things he told me, he said, you got to go back to snatching the ball. He said, like, I watched a little bit of your highlights in Michigan. He said, like, you would snatch the ball out of the air. You snatched it when it was coming to you. He said, you're a snatch type catcher. He said, you seem like you're waiting for the ball to come to you. I was asked because the quarterbacks suck. He said, but it has nothing to do with them.
Tennessee sucks.
Exactly. He said, but it has to do with you. That next game that Sunday, we played the Chiefs, and I had a pass in the end zone. I jumped up over the safety and the DB, mossed both of them, caught touchdown. We still lost. But when I went to get some barbecue about 2 weeks later, he was like, I told you. He said, I told you. He was right, though.
He's a really good dude. Yeah. Let's get to the mailbag.
Yep, definitely. We have a couple more of these super chats as well.
Okay.
Shout out to the people for supporting.
Yeah, thank you.
Michael Wary 994, and I'm gonna combine this as well with Michigan Go Blues. Michael Wary $2 super chat. He says Kool-Aid
itching.
He says, how about those Pistons? And Michigan Go Blue 499 super chat number 3 Crown says thoughts on Pistons Celtics ESPN game on Wednesday. Pistons getting that national media
deservedly
appeal.
so. I mean, they're going to win again tonight, you would guess, right? So that'll be 13
Pacers.
consecutive games.
Hey, tap into the stream after that.
That'd be something else, man.
Yeah,
they're a lot of fun. There's only 2 players, I think, that are averaging 20, 10, and 1 block. Jalen Duren's one of them.
Yep.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. And I know how everybody feels about Cade Cunningham, and I do too.
The other one?
Yep.
But I love the fact I don't know who the other one is.
That would make sense.
But I do love how you can talk about more than one player.
Yeah.
Like we all gravitate toward Cade Cunningham for a reason. Oh, it's Cade, it's CC, it's all this other stuff. Guess what? There are other guys who are doing a really good job too. And that's what's really good about streaming after the game is, talking about the overall team and the coaching.
Did you say Tobias heard the trade rumors?
Not just one guy. Played like it the other night, didn't he? Yeah. All right, continue. Go ahead.
Goodness. Jarrell with the $10 super chat.
Jarrell.
Number 1 crown. He says, benching Stafford, let that be a lesson to you, Braylon.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I mean,
it always comes back to fantasy.
Luckily, it did not cost me. You know what I'm saying? Not yet, Kool-Aid. But you're absolutely right. Now, trust me, Lamar's out. Because realistically, when you watch Lamar this year, since he's been back from the injury, I think his longest run is like 10 yards. It's like literally he's up 1 or 2 runs over 10 yards. He's not breaking one-on-one tackles anymore. He's not getting – he doesn't trust himself when he's not trusting the run. He's hurt. And I think when he came back to do what he's doing there in first place, but he's not the version of himself that we know. So I wouldn't put a lot of stake or stock in the Baltimore Ravens, even though they're in first place.
Matthew Stafford has 25 touchdowns, no interceptions over the last 8 games. It is
insane.
The longest. It's the best stretch of any quarterback in NFL history.
Also, it's really insane.
Over an 8-game stretch. I just saw that.
Somebody said that he was going to win MVP 10 weeks ago. I said the Rams are the best team.
Talked about it a lot. I mean, he's been awesome. He really has. And it's not like, look, I don't sit there and root for him. I do kind of find it funny how, people hate him so much because he's successful. Other guys leave. Justin Verlander, man, I really want him to do well. Max Scherzer, good luck, Max, and all this other stuff. Stafford got tired of going through head coaches and a different regime and thinking he was going to see the same thing. The same people who are wearing bags over their heads and saying sell the team and SOL and all that other stuff, they want nothing to do with it. He finally said, I've had enough, man. I want to go someplace. I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
The same people, by the way, who are sitting in the stands going, why would anybody come here? Or we can't get people here, all that stuff.
I will say this, though, and this is outside looking in. Nobody had a problem. I mean, there was a couple, but not enough to complain about. Nobody had a problem when he won the Super Bowl. Like, it was, in fact, I remember all the shirts of that.
They were actually supportive of it.
That Rams, that Lions West bleep. I was like, you guys are idiots. It wasn't until they played, they lost, and then the stuff with him, his daughters, Kelly, the whole 9 yard. Turned people
the
from
post-game press conference.
That is when it went to Stafford hate.
Yeah.
Like, across the board.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Isn't it crazy how the quarterback that we got rid of is now the quarterback that could save us?
It is funny how we brag about being thick-skinned, man. It's Detroit versus everybody. This is, hey, we this and we that, and then suddenly somebody says, hey, man, I'm not going to, it's not for the fans. And they'll say, hey, man, how dare you, right? Forget about all the stuff that they did while they were here.
But I do know. I mean, because he's playing a game and getting paid. These fans are paying their hard-earned dollars.
Oh, they can.
So I get it. They're entitled to an opinion. And when your wife goes out on a podcast to try and paintbrush the entire city.
Yeah, she's an idiot.
And then you follow that up with, skip the fans. Well, that's a double tandem. And as fans, I get that. I push back just a little bit.
She's an idiot. I mean, it's convenient thinking too, though. Okay, because there's a lot of things that he did while he was here that we conveniently forgot.
Yeah.
It's not like I sit there and root for him. Hell no. Yeah. I want the Lions to win. I want the Lions to be the number one team in the NFC. I want the Lions to kick their ass. But, I think sometimes we talk out of both sides of our mouth. Bless you. One more, and before we're out of here.
Gracias.
All right, you know what? Where is it at here? I saw our guy Randall Smalls in the chat. He said he saw, and this is a special one for you, Sheb. He said he saw that the Tigers may be looking at relief pitching in free agency. Who do you want them to sign?
Yeah, Ryan Helsley. Yeah. But they're talking about making him a starter. Yeah. So I'd bring Finnegan back, for sure. Helsley I've always liked. I think he's really good. I wouldn't mind him at the back end, too. You can't have enough relief arms. I think it's important to do something like that. I would never be afraid of bringing, not for, sake of old time sake, bringing a starter back and making him a bullpen guy either. I don't have any issue with if they did that, for example, with a Justin Verlander. I think he could adjust to the role just fine. But that would be something else. They haven't made a trade yet. I didn't understand the Rangers and Mets trade with Nimmo and Simeon. But whatever. I think Helsley would be a really nice addition, but making him a starter is a little surprising to me.
One quick question. Did the win by the Chiefs over the Colts do anything for you as it relates to the Chiefs?
No.
Okay.
No. Although we did pick, I think all of us picked
Colts.
Indianapolis.
I said it was going to be slow. In fact, when the game started, I said, I see this is shaping up. And then it wasn't.
Somebody in the chat said, do not bring Finnegan back. He lost the series for us with a game on the line. I'd bring him back, okay? I'm telling you, man, I think he's got really good stuff. I'm not saying necessarily as a closer. I think he's an effective bullpen piece, okay? And he's better options than some of the guys you got right now. All right, we're out of here. We're back with you tomorrow. Have a great Monday. Thanks for watching the Braylon Edwards Show, Monday through Friday, 2 till 4. Don't forget the heavyweights at 5 o'clock here on Woodward Sports. Have a great day, everybody.
See you later.
Smash that like button.
Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before.